All right. Ding, 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 ding. Pfeiffer's arriving. Welcome to the Pfeiffer's DD991 podcast. I'm Rocky. That's Gilly, Brad Hodges, and Mick. And I think it's episode 79. Is that correct, fellas?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. 79, 10 past 69, which is still our favorite number. And whoever would like to start.
Oh, I got something. I saw this last night on Is Organic a Scam?
Yes, it absolutely is. It depends.
It is now. It didn't used to be.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that?
We can see it. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
A scam.
Organic can be a scam. So organic is a catchphrase. Anybody over the age of 30 would remember the fat-free craze back in the day. So they convinced all these women that they could eat fat-free cookies and fat-free things. And so everybody went out and was eating this fat-free products. And then about 3-4 months later, 6 months later, all these people come back gaining weight. And they found out fat-free was just a gimmick to get people to buy their product. So organic, if it is organic, is a very good product. The trouble is a lot of the products they call organic are not what you would think or I would think is organic. A lot of products still get sprayed with chemicals, undergo things that are not organic.
Is organic a scam?
Organic,
Yep.
Which is true, though.
Hey,
That's-
fellas, I got to go. Hey, Jay, I'll try and call you can get back on.
Can't,
Just
can't understand you, Rocky.
I'll message you.
We could
Just get back to work. We got you.
We'll talk to you
Can you hear
later.
me?
Can now.
Huh?
Can now.
I'll call you when I get back on.
All right, man.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that, like, organic, like, you know, they say to shop the outside of your grocery store, right? Don't go down the aisles in the middle and all that, because that's where all the bad shit is, right? But what people don't realize is like, you go around and you check some of these, like that Yucca app that I use. You scan some of that organic stuff, they still have additives in them. They still have spray. There's some that aren't good for you. A lot of the health food stuff is actually bad for you. It's got other like health food isn't really healthy anymore. So you have to be really careful with what you're doing, because you hear the word organic, you think, oh, it's safe. It's not. You know, it's not the healthiest shit.
Yeah. And all they're doing, they put organic on it, they're driving the price up. That's all they're doing.
And they're only meeting the minimum requirement to be organic, to call it organic.
Yeah. Just like chicken, right? To say organic chicken
Free range.
or free range, all they got to have is a little bitty space outside the fucking where they keep them at to get a little sunlight. That's it. Whether they go outside or not, they're considered free range.
Yep.
Yeah, people in their mind, when they hear free range, they think of this big ass field, and these chickens are just walking around this fucking field all happy. They ain't. They're not at all.
Unless you're buying your chicken from a local small farmer.
Or eggs, like I get mine from my guy, my egg dealer. His chickens roam all over. The only problem he has is his damn cats and the mountain lions and the foxes and the raccoons and.
Now, until this country fucking passes a law banning fucking all that fucking spray that's bad for you, nothing's gonna be truly organic if you're buying from big farmers. Plain simple. You gotta buy from your local smaller farmers. That's not spraying every fucking thing.
Yep.
You know.
And sorry, the one thing about spray too is they tell you if you live within about a half a mile of a place that sprays, you've got spray. You know, so if you have an outdoor garden or whatever, and they're spraying down there, you more than likely have it on your food too. It's almost impossible to keep it off.
Yep. Yes, sir. Especially if the wind's blowing just right. Especially if when they crop dust, that wind's blowing just right. That's gonna nail you.
Yeah. Yep. What were you gonna say, Mick?
Oh yeah, you like you were saying, the wind will carry it. Pick that shit right up and carry it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like my flour that I get, it's certified glyphosate free. So that is that's a big thing because the glyphosate is basically like a Roundup. So, I mean, if you do your own flour and stuff, you can order it off of Amazon, and it's a family out in Washington State actually. I think they're like 6th generation or something like that now, and they have certified glyphosate-free flour like wheat berries, and then you can mill your own flour, and then you don't have to worry about any spray on it because they actually test it.
Yep, that's the next step, man. I talked to the wife about getting that Vivor flour mill, and pretty soon we're going to pick that up, and it's pretty decent that those wheat berries are local to us.
Yeah. I mean, shit, you could almost fucking drive down to the farm and get it yourself.
Now, where did you say it was?
So the company, let me jump on real quick and I'll look it up and I'll let you know because
well, so you get it from Walmart.com.
no,
Really?
no, the Vivor, yes, not the wheat berries.
Yeah, the wheat berries. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, the wheat berries. So the company, let me pull it up here. It's in what is that? Palouse, Washington, Palouse.
Don't know where that is.
I think that's Eastern Washington.
Well, either way, it can't take that long to get here if I order it.
No, I mean shit. Amazon,
Get it?
you can get a 5-pound bag you can get for $19.95.
Nice.
You can get an 18-pound bag for $46. You can do a 36-pound bag for $74. They have other ones too. I mean, you can get a 10-pounder for $34. They have other ones. That's the hard red winter wheat. So those are the ones that have actually went through an entire winter. So that's why there's a different one. So there's a hard white, there's a hard red, winter, and then they have the soft white and stuff like that. Depending on what you want to use it for, some are hardier than others. Like the hard red winter is one of the hardiest ones and best for you. With the proteins and everything in it. That would be, huh?
Is that what you get?
Yeah.
Okay.
The hard red winter. Yep.
Okay.
And it's good. It's really good for like pizza doughs and breads and stuff like that. It really holds up well and it has a really good flavor to it.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're really good. I mean, it's so the farm, they even give like they give you the coordinates, even the GPS coordinates on the website here. Like this one, the hard red winter wheat was seeded September 29th of 2023.
That's the day after my birthday.
Total crop year rainfall was about average is 19.8 inches. It was this one was harvested in 2024. So, it was like you're like a year behind,
Yeah.
And it gives the field location coordinates on it even. I mean, you can literally look it all up and actually see where it's coming from on a satellite. It's pretty cool. They're 5th generation. They've been farming for 125 years on the property. So they're a vertically integrated company passionate about giving consumers an authentic farm to table experience. They also have different beans and stuff. You can get beans from them too. So they're not they're just not just wheat. So they have seeds too. You can do all kinds of different things.
Okay.
So yeah, let me see if I can find the actual website and I can send it to Gilly to share.
And when you go on their website, it will tell you what the hard berries are for, the soft ones, what you can make with them. It will tell you that.
Yeah, you can pretty much use the hard red for anything though. I mean, it just depends on what you feel like, Oh no,
Make
they are in the 6th generation. Sorry, they are in the 6th generation. I mean, they got chickpeas on here. Oh God, what else? Split peas. So they have lentils. They have black, red, green, yellow, and brown lentils. The split peas. They do sell their flour pre-ground, like stone ground, if you wanted to get it. Non-GMO, kosher, certified glyphosate residue free. They offer 4 different varieties of wheat berries, and they offer Clear Creek rye and spelt as well.
Mm.
So,
like a good rye bread.
yep. They offer black, pinto, and kidney beans that are
Especially
also
if you,
grown. Yeah.
you know, the rye is good if you make a pastrami. You know, that's what you want.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Especially if you get like a grilled cheese with a really sharp cheese like a cheddar, man, that rye.
Yep.
Perfect. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, when it comes to, most things, as long as there ain't nothing sweet involved, I tend to prefer rye, lunch sandwiches with meat and cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches, shit like that, the old patty melt, gotta have that rye.
Yeah, you can't call it a grilled cheese if we put anything else in it. That's a patty melt.
Yeah.
I love patty melts. Oh, patty melts are so good.
Oh,
Dude, that's one of my rituals, man. Whenever I go to Leavenworth on Highway 2, as soon as you get into town, maybe half a mile, there's a restaurant on the left-hand side of the road. I think it's called Crystals. And they make a fucking rye patty melt that is to fucking die for. I have that and an Irish death every single time we roll into town. First thing, right off the bat.
I haven't been out to Leavenworth in forever. Holy shit. I forgot about Leavenworth. It's not like it's a happening place, but I used to go out there.
Well, a couple of years ago, couple of years in a row, we went there for Christmas. So we celebrate Christmas with the family, and then next day, just me and the wife would go to bed and breakfast over there. Look at the lights and the snow and all that stuff. And man, 4 days was too many, but 3 days, 3 nights was just enough.
Don't they have a reindeer thing out there too, a farm?
I'm not sure. It wouldn't surprise me though.
If I remember right, I think they have a reindeer farm out there. Because it's been forever, but I remember I'm pretty sure there's a reindeer farm out there.
No.
It's a beautiful place out there. It's kind of like it reminds me of like the Alps, the Bavarian, like that whole like look of it. Super cool. I know it's like there was a couple breweries out there too when I went out there. I'm sure it's built up more though since I've been out there.
Oh yeah, but not too much. They keep everything pretty tight.
Nice.
They keep everything within code, as in the Bavarian style lettering on everything, and the Bavarian vibe. They always keep that. So even if it does get built up a little bit, the vibe doesn't change.
Yep. Yeah, because I used to drive 2 all the time.
Yeah, right here.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
yeah, until one of those reindeer fucking gores you.
You don't need to worry about them.
They're too used to people. They're not going to gore you. They ain't wild.
Yeah, that's a really nice drive going out there too because of the forest, the national forest. I love it out there.
Yeah, Stevens Pass is gorgeous.
Yeah, going through like Mount Baker National Forest and all that because I used to live in Snohomish, so I would jump on 2 and head out towards Leavenworth all the time because I live right there off of 2. I loved it out there. And Snoqualmie Falls, and you go out that direction, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, come back from Montana. I just went over Snoqualmie Pass. Even in the summer, it's pretty.
Yeah, I have a buddy. He travels Snoqualmie Pass every week. He from here. He's a semi driver. He goes out to Boeing a lot with wings from Arconic, which is the aluminum company, the old Alcoa, and they make wings for their aircraft, and he drives them out there. And then he also does SpaceX parts, goes to other places. But he goes, like, a lot of times when he goes out there, he goes through Snoqualmie, and he said it sucks in the wintertime because he has to, well, and his loads are like 100 and some feet long. So he has like different laws he has to follow. And he always goes the northern route, and with the winds, snow, if it's blowing over a certain amount, he can't fucking drive, and going through the pass, if it's chains, he's stuck out there because he can't chain up. He's not allowed to because of his load. He's not allowed to go up the pass.
Yeah, destroy the roads. It weighs too much.
Yep. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
But it's nice out in that area. I love it out there. It's just so goddamn expensive.
Yeah, tell me about it.
It's so fucking liberal now too, so fuck all that.
Too.
That
Dude,
too.
I could not believe how many homeless line I-5 from Seattle to Everett. The encampments on the fucking side of the interstate now, and then that train that they're building, that train line that they're that's going to Everett from Seattle.
Well, that thing that's billions in debt that'll never actually get built.
I couldn't believe that either. I'm
And
like,
thank God.
fuck.
All that train's going to do is bring all the fucking homeless and prostitutes and drug dealers up to Everett and back.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to make
That's
house
all it's going to
calls.
do.
House calls,
Yeah,
man.
Everett already had prostitutes. What are you talking about?
It's going to get worse with that fucking train because it's almost to Everett, or it might be to Everett now. It was 2 years ago when I was out there, and it was getting really fucking close.
Mm-hmm.
And the
there's a big old train station at Everett now. It'll go to Everett.
Oh yeah, it'll make it. It probably is there. I don't know, but yeah, that's a train that runs straight from fucking Seattle all the way up to Everett. I think they were talking about just keeping it going north even farther. I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe it won't go past Everett. That would have been cool though when we were stationed there.
Yeah.
Because then we would have been like, yeah, let's go into fucking Seattle and not have to fucking drive, you know, and deal with fucking traffic.
I used to do that in Chicago all the time, man. When I was in North Chicago in training, man, there's a train station right on the base, take you downtown.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Jump on the metro and go straight downtown.
Yeah. Or take you up to Wisconsin. Fuck.
Kenosha. Yep. Hell yeah. That would have been nice though, because like, think about it. Like, we could have almost just, like, when we went to fucking Bremerton, we could have taken that fucking train into Seattle and then fucking jumped the fucking ferry in Seattle. Wouldn't have had to drive. That'd have been fucking nice.
Yeah, but then you'd have to walk from the ferry to Bremerton base, but that ain't that far.
That was right at the back gate. Shit.
It's still a couple hundred yards, but
the only shitty thing was when it was raining, but we were right there at that fucking back gate almost, because like we were like all the way in that like last dry dock down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know when I got kicked out of fucking rehab there in Bremerton, fucking I had to walk to the fucking ferry, loaded seat bag, everything. And I had just missed the boat when y'all left after 9/11. I had just missed it. I had got to the gate. They're like, they're just pulling out. And I was like, fuck. Because I had to wait for a taxi. When I got to Seattle, I had to wait on the fucking taxi. This shit. And that was fucking expensive. That taxi ride was fucking not cheap.
Oh yeah, no. Especially if they're counting by the minute. Because if you get in that fucking traffic, man, that shit, you sit there forever.
Well, luckily that day there wasn't no fucking traffic. It was still fucking expensive.
I just remember driving all the time to fucking Banger and Bremerton and oh my god. And then like when I went to Indian Island for that fucking fuel school, that fucking drive sucked.
Hmm.
That was a fucking brutal drive. That's the drive though that I had that 12-person van and the ensign, what was her name with the glasses? She was with me and it was a couple other people and I hit that fucking mount, like the speed bump and got the fucker airborne. And when we landed, it fucked up the steering, and my steering wheel was like this the whole way to fucking back to Everett. She was so mad.
Fucking up government property.
I took that Govey van back to fucking Everett and checked it back in. Didn't say shit to him about it. That motherfucker was like this if you held it the right way. I was pissed though because that was the fucking day the earthquake happened. And so we were stuck for 4 hours on the fucking ferry. So when we got off the ferry, I was pissed and I was fucking driving fast and hit that fucking hump and fucking got airborne. Because I wanted to fucking get home. We got stuck out there 1,000 feet off the shore. Because they had to.
Yeah, we was stuck at the shipyard. Fuck you talking about there in Seattle?
Well, yeah, I know.
I mean, it took us fucking quite a few hours just to get back to Everett, where we're back to the barracks.
I know, but I was actually on a fucking ferry stuck out in the middle of the sound while they were going around and having to inspect all the ferry docks. And we're sitting there like waiting, and they already had shut down like the restaurant and shit. And they were talking about, oh, we might open it back up if it's going to be a little bit longer. And they kept saying it, but they never opened it up. And we're fucking hungry. We're tired. We went to that fucking class. And fucking, I just wanted to get back. And I was like, motherfucker. So I just fucking floored that van, hit that hump, got airborne, fucked it up, got back to Everett, turned the keys in, just turned around and walked away from him after I signed my name, got in my car and I left. She was not happy though. She was like, she thought I told him about it. I didn't.
Hell no.
Nope. I mean,
like
it was under my name. They're going to fucking know, but
yeah,
I wasn't going to sit there and explain shit to them.
Hell no. Yeah, because they can send you county master that shit and structurally government property.
Yep.
You know?
I'm surprised they didn't say shit about it, you know?
Well, it's probably not the first time that's happened, though, too, so.
Probably not. I mean,
because
they would have had to make sure that it wasn't like that before I got it, too, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And as many times as those vans and shit got checked out to make runs to Seattle and, you know, fucking Bremerton and Banger and all that for all the other, you know, commands and even the fucking shore duty guys, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Duty vans and shit.
Yeah, I didn't like driving their fucking government fucking vehicles, go to the airport, pick up parts and shit. They didn't maintain those vehicles worth the fuck.
No, they did not. They were always shitty.
Because last time I had to make a run to Seattle, pick up a fucking part, I didn't have a fucking driver's license. I did not tell the command. Because old Chief T, he's Gilly. He said, you got to make this run to Seattle. I said, fuck. I said, God damn it. He said, what? I said, never mind. So that was right after I got my DWI.
Oh, yeah.
I got it right before we left the 2000 cruise. This is after we got back from Westpac. And I did not tell the command that I had DWI and I lost my license.
Yeah, that'll get you in some trouble.
No shit. And I'm lucky I never got pulled over too, because that would have really busted me right there.
Yeah, because those cops, man, they did not give you breaks.
Nope.
And you would have been fucked.
Yep. So I kept it under the speed limit, about 5 miles an hour. So that way, okay, they can't get me for going 5 over. Yeah, if I go 5 under. So
yeah.
Just
Yep.
Because hell, even when I drove home from fucking Virginia, you know, I did not have my license. Hell, Virginia allowed me to buy a car with an expired license.
Not to change the subject, but did you see that fucking NASA's announcing that they're going to launch a 100 kilowatt nuclear reactor to the moon by 2030?
That ain't gonna fucking happen because we've never been to the fucking moon.
They're saying in 5 years, there's going to be a fucking 100 kilowatt nuclear reactor. You know, I heard this guy talk about Elon Musk, right? And his theory makes sense because Elon Musk has every one of his businesses, right? They all are incorporated together, which I never really thought of this. He has the mode of transportation to planets, right? Self-landing aircraft, spacecraft. He has vehicles that can drive themselves, and he has like robots that can do autonomous work. And he got satellite links and everything else in low orbit that can fucking help with communication and everything like that. He has everything to start building without a human on a fucking planet, to start getting it ready for humans. I never really thought of it that way. But if you think about it, he's got the Tesla robots to do the building and shit. He's got the links, the satellite links for the communication back and forth. He's got the vehicles that can get them around autonomously. And he's got the spacecraft to get them to the planet. It makes fucking perfect sense.
Yeah, but if you listen to NASA, right, they say we don't have that technology anymore. Even though they say we went there once. What happened to that technology? Even Buzz Aldrin has said, we never went there. It was all staged.
Well,
He
I
has
can
said
tell you
that
right
multiple
now,
times.
I bet you anything, Elon Musk will make it fucking happen though, because that's his goal. I believe his overall goal, which he hasn't really talked too much about it, but he can send robots there to start building structures that are suitable for human life and start getting it terraformed for us prior to a human even stepping foot and doing any type of work on it, because he can do the survey with the satellites in low orbit and all the shit that he's got for technology.
Okay, I got one for the fucking satellites too. On it.
We got a little problem here though, because the distance between Earth and Mars is 4.4
Let's see here.
light minutes, which means any communication will take 4.4 minutes each way.
Right. But if you have links and boosts between them, you could actually probably figure out a way to speed it up. Now,
you can't speed up light. You can boost the signal amplitude, but you can't make it go any faster.
There was a company that I cannot remember now that just used a laser for streaming down to the Earth, and it blew away Elon Musk's Starlink for internet.
I got one for satellites here, okay? Because since they've been putting up satellites in the fucking 60s, and now, just watch. Because you look at pictures of NASA, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There ain't no fucking satellites, and there should be thousands of them out there.
Yeah, satellite thing. Look, it starts in the 50s. Look how many satellites. Look, keep watching. Look, we're only in the 70s, and look how many. There's already like 500 satellites. Yep. We're in the 90s. Oh, we broke 1,000. Look how many satellites. What's going on? Stick with me now. If that were true, here's a picture of the Earth. This is actually from NASA, too. Look, looks like they forgot to put in the curve on this one. But anyways, do y'all see any of those satellites? There's multiple pictures, and there's I don't ever see them. Yes, this is NASA, by the way. Look, the Earth view from 100,000 feet. Now, it's kind of weird how the other picture of 100,000 feet, that was a massive curve, but we're talking about satellites right here, so listen up. Real quick before that, though, did y'all know this was put out in the 1897 New York Journal? What's up with that? You know, why would they put that out there just to say, oh, this is what flat earthers think, but it's not true? Is that what they were doing? Tell me. I just want to know where the satellites are at. Why can we not see them? If there's really over 10,000, where are they at? Just think about that for a minute. Let me know, Nancy.
This might just be the best flat earth proof.
I don't know. It's because
God damn it.
You just got to realize when you're when you've got satellites up in space, right? Let's take the surface of the Earth, right? Now, take the orbital sphere of a satellite. You have like doubled the volume of the Earth, right?
Yeah.
As far as surface area, you could strew 10,000 satellites over Earth's surface, all of it, and it would be tough to find a satellite. Now you double that volume,
And at different altitudes.
But
well, and they're at different altitudes, yeah.
And at different altitudes, yep.
but the thing is, none of the pictures NASA ever shows does not show no fucking satellites. That's where that guy's getting at. And there's
Well,
over
yeah,
10,000, supposedly 10,000 satellites in there. There would be
Also-
some pictures of satellites.
Also think about it this, right? You have an ISS up there, right? There are, people floating
Supposedly.
around this.
Supposedly.
I have a feeling that it's really up there because when it's gone over, I've actually seen it and I've watched it on the app and compared it to where it's at.
Well, and
And
that
you
could
can
be
see it with
blips
your
too.
naked eye. And it's just like the satellites that Elon Musk has put up. There's all kinds of pictures of those lines of lights of those satellites going over. My thing is you're not going to necessarily see it if you look with your naked eye at a picture because those satellites are going to be so small compared to the Earth in the background and the darkness in the background. I'm not saying that everything we've been told is true, but
It's
I
not.
think
Just like the fucking satellites, right? You ain't gonna be able to see if they're that far up. You're not gonna see them naked eye. You're not going to. And people say they claim bullshit. I'll call bullshit on that one
I've seen ones moving. I mean, in
because
the pitch black,
they're
out in the
not that
country.
high up. If they are,
Right.
They're not. But also, NASA has used balloons too to replicate fucking satellites too. That's been proven.
Yeah, but watching these, like when I'm out in the pitch black country or up in the mountains, and I'm watching them and they're how fast they're going. I've never seen like a weather balloon or anything go that fucking fast, and especially that high.
NASA also uses blips too, so
Yeah, this is
because those pictures that are showing 100,000 feet up, right? That's just barely out of the atmosphere, just barely. And that International Space Station is not that high up. Either, if it truly is there.
Isn't that how high Baumgarten was when he jumped? Isn't that his name? Felix Baumgarten when he jumped from Red Bull? Huh?
Yeah.
He just died.
Did he?
And also, yeah, he did.
Parasailing accident, if you can believe that shit. The dude exceeded the speed of sound with his body, and he dies in a parasailing accident.
Oh fuck!
Like a couple of weeks ago, he died. Yeah.
That's just.
But also on his video, the video that they showed when he jumped, right? There was no curve either, like they claim.
I haven't paid attention to that. I mean, because the video I've seen of that, it's looking down at the Earth.
But no, I'm saying when he first got up there before he jumped, it showed everything. It did not show a sphere. Did not. I ain't saying that's fucking flat Earth bullshit, right? But it's kind of funny how none of those pictures really show a sphere. Because NASA's fucking, they lied to us.
Earth really is.
Huh?
I don't think people get just how big the Earth really is.
Yeah, that's Well,
compared to the size of the Earth, 100,000 feet is not that big. Is not that high.
But
no, it's not.
No, it's not. But all the pictures, right, that they show us, ain't of a sphere. If you go on their website.
Yep. I don't know. I've seen curves in the Earth and all that, and I don't know. I'm not a flat earther, but
I got one to debunk.
I know we have satellites up there. I mean, there's.
Well, yeah.
Well, you think you do. You think we do. We don't know for sure because we've never been up there. Us personally never been up there.
They wouldn't blow all that money launching rockets.
Shit. Yeah, they would. It's taxpayer money. It's the government.
My whole thing is then how are you getting communication from one side of the Earth to the other? There's no line of sight. So
it's called the ether.
Your satellites give you that line of sight because it jumps from satellite to satellite, and that's how it gets around to the other side of the Earth.
Nah, called the ether. The ancients found that out back in the day. All those big like the pyramids and fucking all those big shit in Asia, right? They were power plants.
I mean, I know like ham radio can bounce, like that can bounce the radio frequency, but that's because it's a whole different radio frequency than like a cell phone coming off a tower. It's a different radio frequency altogether. And so like your cell phone is going to utilize satellites. It's going to be relayed to satellites and then across and over. I think there's got to be.
No, if that was true, I got a video as soon as it pulls up here. This kid had no GPS flying over Antarctica. None. If there were truly satellites up there, there would have fucking GPS there. He had none. Oh, trust me, this is the perfect conversation because this came up last night on my fucking reels last night. All right, here. God damn, fucking messenger's fucking up. Oh. And as soon as it gets to it, I got one for fucking they fired a railgun that disproved the fucking curved earth.
The what?
They fired a railgun.
Oh yeah, railguns are fun.
Oh,
And well, this one went in a straight line, no curve to it. So as it pulls it up here. All right. Now we got it.
yeah, but you've been out on the ocean and you've seen. I mean, you've had to have seen the
That-
fucking curve.
Well,
I saw the curve.
Well, that fucking curve, just like you go to Louisiana, you've been across the causeway, right?
Yep.
Well, technically, there ain't no curve. That's an illusion when you go across there.
Oh no, I know. Well, I know that. I mean, but when you're
But I'm
out in the
saying,
middle of the
when
ocean,
you're out in the ocean, that can be optical illusion too, because that's so far out. All right, here. God damn it. I hate how they fucking. It's same way with fucking here. Same way with this one right here. The skyline across, you can see Chicago. You know what I'm talking about, Hodges.
yeah.
This one right here. Oh, shit. God damn it. Stop, motherfucker.
The earth is flat? Very possible. Y'all watch this. So I took out my little measuring tool, right? Across from here all the way to the Chicago skyline is 55 miles. Just in case you couldn't see it, 55.76. Now we're going to look at the Earth Curve Calculator on Google. So according to the Earth Curve Calculator, like every mile there's a drop because of the curve, right? So anybody can go to Google and type in Earth Curve Calculator. Check it out. It actually calculates the curve. At 55 miles, 4 feet off the ground, which is what my tripod is, 1,800 feet, so pretty much 2,000 feet of curve, right? Now, the tallest building on the Chicago skyline is only 1,400 feet, so if 1,800, almost 2,000 feet of curve is supposed to be hidden like beyond the curve, how are we seeing all the buildings? I mean, as you can see, that one's the, 1,500, but look, what about all these that are way shorter than that, yet we can see those? So I'm sure most of y'all probably didn't even watch this whole video because you're too content on just arguing. This is your calculator for the globe. You can literally Google this. This is what it says, man. So 50 miles, you can see, dude, 1,600 like this. I don't know what else I can do or say, but I'm just showing you the Earth Curve calculator.
And that's what's great about the internet now.
I know, but my issue is with that is I'm gonna throw that out there. I've been up there. I've looked across that fucking lake. You can't see it with your naked eye. You cannot stand on the other side of Lake Michigan and see Chicago like that with your naked eye. He had that motherfucker tele zoomed in, so it's gonna look different.
But I'm saying the fucking because those fucking calculations, right? You can find them on Google, right?
Yeah, but if you zoom in, you change that picture. You know what I'm saying? You change that view because you're zooming in like you're actually closer than 55 miles. So your curve isn't going to be as strong because if you zoom in, I don't know what his zoom is on his camera, right? But say it's a I don't know. It depends on what his zoom is. But he's taking away that 55 miles by zooming in. It might be 20 miles now, you know, with the
But
zoom.
even at 20 miles, you should not be able to see all the buildings, even at 20 miles.
I mean, when you're up in a plane, you can see way farther, and there's a curve, but you see the curve.
No.
Bro, I've flown to Iraq. That motherfucker.
I flown to fucking Japan.
You look out the window, there's a curve.
I flew Japan, did not see no fucking curve. Come on now.
Same when I flew to Iraq and Afghanistan and all those fucking overseas, especially when you're over the ocean, you can see that curve.
No.
Telling you.
I'm glad this came up because I had all this shit ready. I was like, just in case.
I just know that using an aperture like that and zooming in, that's going to change your curve. That absolutely will, because it's like you're moving yourself closer with that zoom. So his 55 miles, I don't buy that shit. But
all right, found it.
That's okay.
Found the one for the railgun.
Oh, right. Chili. Burping up chili. Ooh, I'm gonna have to get ready to go soon.
You don't, this motherfucker. Come on. Oh, there it is. Up there.
A railgun is undeniable evidence that the Earth is flat, not curved. This one's for all the programmed globe heads. A railgun can hit its target 100 miles away, traveling in a straight line. 100 miles at 8 inches every squared mile is 1.26 miles of curvature. Do you honestly believe that the bullet is staying with the curvature of the Earth? This is all you need. The argument is done. The debate is done. It's over. It's been over. You guys are hanging on to nothing. It's over. Give up. You've been lied to.
Okay, so those railgun rounds are going like 5,000 to 7,000 feet per second, and at the rate of drop, it's gonna traverse a very, very long distance in a very short period of time. And like physics dictates, it must drop at a standard rate. Only it's going so fucking fast that the curvature of the Earth actually becomes substantial at that speed, and as it drops, it does that thing.
And I mean, there's calculations.
I still don't buy it.
Yeah, there's calculations for that too. You got to think about it, because there's calculations for bullet drop. There's calculations for rotation of the Earth and rotation of the bullet. There's calculations for windage.
Yep.
There's calculations for elevation. So you have to take into all that into consideration when you're getting a firing solution, whether it's with a 22 or a rail gun. You still have to get that calculation done in order for that to hit your target, right? Your time on target, TOT, your minute and your drop and all that. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think
we used to have to calculate firing solutions back in FCA school, and you get something like the Mark 86 with a 13-mile max range. I mean, you got to account for both Coriolis and spin drift because the thing spends so long in the air.
Yeah, I don't know. And the thing is the computer shooting that fucking railgun, that's a supercomputer. You know it is. It's already taken that shit into calculations. And it
in real time.
It's super fast. It's not somebody sitting there doing the math with a fucking calculator and going, okay, we need to do this, this, and this, because the computer does it for them. They have to mark it with a satellite. They mark their target with the satellite up in the outer space, one of the 10,000, and then they mark it, and then the computer reads that from the distance, and it takes all that into consideration and fires it. Because look at it this way. I mean, our missiles and stuff, I mean, does the same thing. It's traveling. It's like ballistic missiles. It goes up and then comes down at a certain rate because it's more efficient to go that high and come down on its target than it is to go this way across.
Well, yeah,
And that's why
in a Mach 20, you're basically uninterceptable.
And then that's why planes, when they're going a certain direction, they go up and over, you know, the North Pole area because it's a shorter transition.
Yeah. It's almost
North
like they had
Pole,
this shit figured out.
They don't go over the North Pole. No, they do not. They go close to it. They don't ever go over it, just like Antarctica. No,
Okay,
they do
they
not.
go close to it, Gilly.
Because like Antarctica, right? There's a treaty between all the countries that no one is allowed to step on foot without special permission. That's the only thing that the goddamn countries of the world can agree on is that right there. Because they're hiding something in Antarctica. They are.
Well,
I don't disagree
talking-
with that.
I'm talking about North Pole, not South, not North.
Yeah, North Pole.
They fly over North.
No, they don't truly fly over the North Pole.
The North Pole. Well, the North Pole doesn't have any land, does it? It's just ocean.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
It's
does.
frozen.
Admiral
It's frozen.
Byrd disproved that in the
I mean,
fucking 30s or 40s.
I mean, you got frozen water, you got the ice cap, but I mean, is there actually land under the North Pole?
Yes, and there's also land behind that too. All that ice, the Admiral Byrd. That's why he was kept silent all those years after he reported back to DC on Antarctica and the North Pole. And it came out on his deathbed. The diary did finally came out that he kept, and it showed like green grass. You go so far north, shows green grass. Same way down to Antarctica. That's why That's why this has always been a big debate on this shit.
Well, I just know that like they take that northern route to get over faster because it's a shorter route because of the curvature.
Yeah, the northernmost thing pretty much is a part of Russia and Greenland. The North Pole itself has no land underneath it. That's all just the Arctic Ocean.
Right.
That's what they want you to believe. I'm telling you. That's what they want you to believe. You remember that guy, that truck driver, that Rocky dude, that what his one of his sons do? He was a pilot too. Even he said, yeah, that's not the most efficient route to go when they fly north like Eagle and all that. He said, no, that's not the most efficient, but that's the route we're told to take by the government. Just like when you fly from Japan, sometimes you fly at LAX, right? You're going to Seattle and then Japan. Same distance from LAX to Seattle. I mean, if you go straight across the Pacific, right?
More
Same
or less.
fucking distance. But yet, sometimes they fly up to Seattle. And then boom.
I just know that. Well, and aren't they saying now that one of those poles is shifting over towards Russia?
They're saying
The magnetic pole right now is shifting, not the physical pole, obviously, but the
the magnetic pole always shifts. That's nothing.
No. People are saying that there's something going on though because it's shifting towards Russia. All the stuff that's been going on, and now it's shifting towards Russia.
That's just because it's of the planet. That's what it does.
Yeah, that's just the magnetosphere. The magnetosphere, every so often, I forgot how many centuries or thousands of years, but we do have a magnet. I mean, the sun does it every 11 years. I want to say the sun does it. The sun just did it like a couple of years ago. It's no big deal.
What if Putin's out there with a big magnet and he's trying to shift it just to fuck with everybody?
What?
They got a big ass magnet in Russia and they're pulling the poles towards them.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is conversations like this that makes me grab the big white claw, not the small one.
Hey, I like these fucking debates, man. You know?
No, but it is a fact though. The magnetic pole is flipping. Because remember when we had that big solar storm a few months ago and places like Seattle and Arizona had Aurora Borealis?
Yeah.
Well, they compared that solar storm to ones in the past, like 20, 25, 30 years. And we had much stronger solar storms back then that did not result in auroras other than where they usually are up north. The magnetic field is shifting and it is weakening. You know, it's getting ready to flip. It's been traveling further and further south, and the further south it goes, the more it accelerates. So the farther it goes, the faster it gets until it just goes whoop. And it's happening right now, man. It's just a natural function of the planet. It is what it is. You know, it's
Well, just like the fucking volcanoes, natural fucking thing.
Well,
also,
they had that one that hasn't erupted in over 600 years start erupting after those earthquakes and stuff. And that's what I'm saying is they're talking about the earthquakes, they're talking about the volcano, and then the shifting towards Russia with the pole. They're like, yes.
The earthquakes is what causes the plates. Is what's causing the fucking earthquakes to erupt. You know,
well, the volcano.
Because another thing that goes on too is solar wind. The actual heavy particles, like the alpha particles that hit the Earth, protons and stuff. The magnetosphere, when it's at full strength, it deflects all that shit, right? Right now, it's weakening, and so more of that solar wind, more of those alpha particles are getting through. And when you have that solar wind hitting something as big as the Earth, if you have it on that scale, it's enough to cause upticks in volcanic and earthquake, activity. It really is.
Well, just wait till New Madrid fucking fall ever goes. That's one of the biggest ones in Missouri, in the country.
Oh, New Madrid, yeah, that's going to be a shit show.
Just wait till that motherfucker goes off. That's bigger than the fucking one in fucking California.
Oh yeah, no, New Madrid is massive.
And that motherfucker, it goes off every now and then, but it's always been like low, like 2 to 3, right, on the Richter scale.
Yeah, a little shake here, a little shake there.
Wait till it gets to a fucking. I guarantee if it blows, that whatever it does blow, finally decide to blow like it did in the 1800s, and it caused the Mississippi River to run backwards, and they heard all the way in New York and fucking Philadelphia, the bells, ring the bells up there.
Yeah, when New Madrid goes, it goes big.
It will be, like the biggest one was ever a 9.5 down in Brazil, right, or South America. I think this one will be bigger. And it will fuck shit up, and it will cause the fucking super volcano in fucking Yellowstone to go off.
Actually, speaking of Yellowstone, they actually just came out with a new there's a mega cauldron that for a super volcano, it's under the ocean, and it dwarfs Yellowstone, and they're saying that if that thing goes, it's under the ocean though, but if it goes, it's gonna fuck everything up more than what Yellowstone would. Yeah. Real quick, I got to take off. I got to go get my son. I'll have you guys on my phone, but I won't be able to talk or anything. I might message.
Whoa, bro! You're gonna leave me alone with Gilly?
Yep, just for a little bit. I gotta go get some groceries too.
We won't get banned or anything.
Dude, I thought we were cool, Brett.
You can stare at my background of the flood that we had. There you go. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Yeah, good. He said he's gonna jump on here in a minute. So,
yep.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm glad he brought that up because I had all this shit ready to go.
I'm sure you did.
But it had to be the right type of conversation right there.
Sure.
And so I mean, there's a lot of shit that can be debunked too. When it comes to fucking.
There's plenty of real stuff going on, man.
Yeah, but we know the government has lied to us, right?
Well,
just
and that's my thing. You see, that's kind of my theory about the flat Earth theory, right? I think that the people that believe in the flat Earth, I think they mean well. I really do. I don't think they're stupid. I don't think they're crazy. Okay, nothing like that. But like you just got done saying right now, the government lies about everything. They always revise history. They lie about everything. And I think when some people have been lied to about everything for long enough, they are open to believing that stuff that is actually true is also a lie.
Well, you look at the world maps, right, of NATO, right? It doesn't show a round globe at all. It shows the flat model. That's where a lot of people are like, if NATO's doing that, what else are they not telling us, right? But also, too, what got me fucking, on the fucking fence about NASA was the fact that when they said we don't have the technology to go back to the moon.
Yeah.
Where'd that fucking shit go? If you truly went there, where'd all that technology go? That's that. I'm like, no, because NASA actually came out and said it too. We can't go back there.
Bullshit.
Yeah. So, but also too, if you looked at all those fucking footages, right, of the moon landing, they already had a camera there. How the fuck did they already have a camera there? You know, showing the space, you know, the craft and everything, right? And, you know, Neil and all them coming down, right?
I don't think they had footage of it coming down. I think
Yes, they did. And there's of them coming out of the fucking spacecraft. Yes.
I wonder if they staged that, got out, put it up, and then did the sort of the public, what do you call it, public relations shot.
Yeah, but get this though too. How in the hell they go live stream that all the way back to fucking Earth back in the day with no fucking technology? Because that spacecraft, our cell phones got more fucking technology than that spacecraft had.
Well, obviously, yeah.
But and President fucking Nixon was on the fucking landline with him. Nah,
Probably 1 minute. Well, let's see. How many, like, see, 250,000 miles away, 186,000 miles per second. So it's probably a 1.5 second delay.
but still, that we didn't have that technology back then to do that.
We don't know that we didn't.
But where that technology go if we did? Because that's said we don't have the technology, and they would never get rid of something if they actually done the technology wise.
I think they just don't want to. I think that it's very expensive and it wouldn't achieve anything at this point.
I think it was all staged to get the Russians, because it was in a space race, right, with the Russians and all that.
Well, I mean, it's also what Reagan did with the Star Wars, the Star Wars defense system. He started putting funding into laser weaponry that would intercept ballistic missiles, and he knew he didn't have the technology for that. He knew that we didn't have the capability yet, but what did it do? It made the Soviets spend more. He was trying to drive them into economic ruin by trying to keep up with us. Whether it would work for us or not, we could afford the bluff.
But even that fucking director, have you seen the Fly Me to the Moon, the movie?
Are you talking about Kubrick?
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Fly Me to the Moon? Have you seen that one?
No.
It's actually pretty good, though. But even that director even stated that was a hoax done by NASA in Hollywood.
Well, I mean, I suppose it's entirely possible. I mean, the fact of the matter is, it happened a long time ago, and you and I, we don't know.
No, but if they truly want to prove that we could go out in outer space, right? Then you fucking live stream that motherfucker all the way. In the shuttle, everything. Because the shuttle does not go up, straight up. If you watch it, it curves. It don't go straight up, it goes up and then starts curving too.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of launches. They all do that.
Yeah. And I'm not buying what NASA's putting out. I'm not. Because that's a waste of fucking our tax dollars. It really is.
Yeah, and I just don't understand why they would put that much research and money and wasted technology and fuel into a dog and pony show.
Yep.
I mean, even for the higher ups in the world, man, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Well, fuck, look at what they waste our money on now.
Well, yeah, but that's for different purposes. I'm not going to get into it on this format, but that's for different purposes. But I don't know why they'd spend hundreds of billions of dollars just to, make us believe we've been into space. I mean, you'd think that if they wanted to run a propaganda machine, there'd be more effective ways to do it.
That's what they did back in the day, just to fucking put propaganda up to beat Russia.
Well, I mean, you had hear me out though. You had the X-15, right? Experimental plane, the X-15. They flew it a whole bunch of times. Thing went Mach 6.7. It's 67 miles in the air. Okay, these guys got qualified for astronaut wings. They flew so high. It was basically an airplane in a cockpit attached to a Redstone ballistic missile motor, is what it was.
Yep.
They were doing that shit in the 50s and 60s.
Yep. I'm
just saying, if we can fly 67 miles in the air at damn near Mach 7, documented repeatedly like they've done it, is it so much of a stretch to think that 10 years later we could go to the moon? I mean, I'm just saying we had a good understanding of this shit even back then. Yeah. I mean, we got airplanes that will fly in the stratosphere, right?
That has been proven. You're right. That has.
Up into the ionosphere. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that has been proven. Yes.
Yeah.
But nothing's been proven yet that real definitive proof that we've actually been to the fucking moon. That's the thing.
Well,
this is where the debate comes in right there.
Well, then we need
Buzz Aldrin said no, we did not go to the moon.
We need to calculate where they landed, which we can do easily. Send a probe like we have on Mars, a rover. Drive up to the motherfucker and poke it. Say, yeah, there it is.
But also, too, though, if you did you ever watch The Ranch on Netflix?
Yeah, I like The Ranch. Good show.
Yeah, I did too. You remember that part where Sam Elliott said, the American flag does not ripple in a vacuum of space?
Does not.
Yeah, and it was rippling. What they were showing, it was rippling. And that's the thing, too. If space is truly a vacuum, it would just be straight or down. That's it.
The gravity of the moon would pull it down some, yeah, but it wouldn't ripple now.
But the ones the ones they show people, it had the ripples like it does on Earth. But then you get called into the moon, it's artificial. Some people believe it's artificial too.
What, the moon?
Yeah, because
that's fucking retarded.
No, because back in the day, there's been text, right, of the ancient people, right, before we had the moon, and then the tides when the moon was placed there, the tides and all that started getting bigger and all that, stuff.
Well, I'm going to have to get biblical on you right there because it says in the Bible, man, you got the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night, man. The moon's always been there, buddy.
Yeah, but the Bible ain't that old compared to some of those old texts from the ancients either.
I do believe you're missing the point. I think when you get to the point where you're questioning shit that has been very, very long known to be a reality, you've kind of got an issue. The moon, baby, the moon. Humanity's always had the moon, always.
No.
There's never been any argument that the moon.
According to some of those ancient people, right? Ancient tribes, we did. You just got to look deep enough in history and see those things. That's why I like watching, like what's that space one on fucking Ancient Aliens, right, on History Channel.
Yeah, I don't watch that. I don't believe in aliens.
I like watching that though because a lot of those ancient things, right, have been disproven. What they not from the ancient, what they're trying to say now, what happened, right? They go back to the ancient people, right? For what their record, whatever records they got, right, whether it be a cave drawing or whatever, right? Kind of disproves the fucking what they've been trying to sell us too, all stuff.
Well,
I like a good conspiracy theory. I do.
Oh, so do I. I love a good conspiracy theory. I just don't particularly care for bad ones.
But you look at all conspiracy theories, that's been here lately, they've all been true too.
Well, yeah, but that involves the machinations of humanity, what humanity's doing, what the powers that be are doing, what governments and powers and principalities are doing. Not
but it doesn't mean all conspiracy theories are false too. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, of course, there's always going to be some false ones. I hear also like the reptilians, the lizard people. I don't believe that shit at all.
Oh.
Now, some people do. Fine, whatever. But that's kind of where that's one of the areas where I draw the line.
Until we can find an entrance, right? Because there's a lot of caves throughout the world, right?
A lot of what?
A lot of cave systems throughout the world that go deep underground too.
Well, yeah, of course. We have some that actually, do you know we've discovered recently in the last probably 5 years, oceans, entire oceans under the continents.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to disagree with you, man.
There could be a hollow earth somewhere. Well, because there's been found new species somewhere in Japan, or not Japan, but somewhere in Asia, right? In the big old cave, right?
Yeah.
With new species of fucking plants and all that shit.
Well, yeah, there's caves out there that have entire ecosystems that are unique to them. Yeah. Well, and also, if you look if you look at Russia, right, the Kola borehole, they just said fuck it and just started drilling for the hell of it.
Yeah, but they get that far either.
They got down, I think, like 45 kilometers
Yeah, but that's not. But that's not even. That's not even close to the crust, to the mantle.
Let me bring it home, okay?
Yeah.
They drilled down that far, and down at that distance, yes, you're right. It's not that far. And at that distance, the earth becomes kind of plastic. They couldn't drill anymore because every time they pulled the drill bit out, this semi-liquid, semi-solid rock would collapse in on itself. And so
Yeah.
they can't go no further because down there the earth gets gooey. So really, we have no fucking way of knowing what's going on more than 45, 50 kilometers down. So anything below that depth is a theory.
Well, yes, but it could be too because like cave systems go miles and miles too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we
at a
don't
certain
know.
point, the earth would
We
have
don't-
achieved a certain plasticity and it would just collapse because it doesn't have the strength to hold itself up.
It depends on where you're at too in the world too.
I'm just saying caves ain't going that deep.
Well, we don't know for sure because we've not mapped all the caves in the world.
Well, how the hell can you? Half of them are probably under the water.
Just I mean, there's
And what do we got? Like,
there's,
what, 5% of the ocean floor mapped? Maybe?
Yeah. But what they've been telling us, right, in like history and all that, like when we was taught in school, right, that there's a big lava. I mean, I ain't saying there is lava down there. There is. That's been proven with the volcanoes, right?
Yeah.
But we truly don't know what's in the center of the fucking earth.
No, well, that's what I'm trying to illustrate
Yeah.
to you is we don't know what goes on more than 50 kilometers down. We just don't.
Yeah, but they also heard strange sounds come out of that hole too.
I've heard that, and I don't know if that was.
I've listened to the audio, and it's weird.
I've heard it too. I've heard it
It's
too.
weird.
I don't know if it was a hoax or not.
Well,
That
they
I
can't
don't know.
They can't disprove that it was a hoax. That's the thing. They can't disprove it.
And now we're in that that uncanny valley where you can't prove it or disprove it. So
Yeah.
you're just knocking heads into each other and just battling conjecture with conjecture. It's like who's
Yeah.
real? Who the fuck knows? You don't know. I don't know.
That's why I like having these fucking little debates, though. Because
It's
everybody's
like,
passionate. Because everybody's passionate about something.
well, it's like take Jupiter for example. Okay, Jupiter. They have a theory based on its mass, rotation, the heat it gives off, all that stuff, right? They have a theory that the entire center of Jupiter is metallic hydrogen. It's hydrogen that has been so tightly compressed and it's so freaking dense that it actually turns into a metal at that point, right? Which may very well be true. It may be metallic hydrogen at the core of Jupiter. But the thing is, if we send a probe there and we get it more than 1,000 miles down or whatever, the weight of the atmosphere, as it starts getting more and more liquid, crushes it like a Coke can because the power of Jupiter is ridiculous. Both the density, the gravity, the radiation coming off of it. Like Jupiter's a fucking monster.
Well,
So once again, we know a bunch of stuff about Jupiter, but can we actually concretely prove most of it? No, because we can't actually create anything that can get down far enough to check it out.
well, even with their supposedly calculations, right, doesn't mean that it's that gravity that is that, is like that, right? Or that atmosphere is like that. Because we don't know. They don't know because they've never been there.
No, we can do the math and we can be about 80% sure, but until you actually get down there, you don't actually know.
But even the math can be wrong too, just because
Oh no,
the so-called experts say no, because they've never been there. That's the thing.
It could have, for the sake of argument, it could have a very highly dense crystalline carbon core, right? Which is a lot hell heavier than fucking hydrogen, right?
Yep.
Basically the center of Jupiter could be a gigantic diamond, which is what crystallized carbon is, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then, it would have greater mass for a smaller volume, and then you could have more liquid and gas outside of it than what we originally thought. But it would still behave the same because the mass is consistent and the gravity is consistent because the amount of mass is the same, even though the configuration would be different. Again, we have no way of knowing. So,
Well, just like
a lot of these conversations center around shit that the math says one thing, but it could be a couple of things, and so nobody actually knows.
I got one on Mars too, right? The landscape, right? We can find it here. Oh, here we go. Found it. You know, I mean, because we don't know if we truly even that rover even went to Mars. We don't know. They say we did, you know, but I don't know because just watch this here. Where the fuck is there? It go right there.
So I got a couple questions for NASA. This is a picture from Mars, you know, that place that we can get to, but we can't go back to the moon, apparently. And this is Devon Island in Canada. Look at these two rocks right here. And then look at these two rocks right here. Have a look at this rock right here, and then this rock right here. This is another picture from Mars by NASA. This is Devon Island. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I see an organization named NASA, which in Hebrew translates to...
I'm going to stop that right there.
Snake tongue.
But those pictures look just like have a red tint to it, right? But they're very similar. That's what makes people question whether we've been to other planets or not, even with rovers, right?
Well, okay, play the devil's advocate here. There's no way that we can tell that they didn't just recolorize the Mars picture and say that it's a place on Earth. I mean, have you been to Devon Island? I haven't.
No, I haven't either. But
so it's just as likely to be bullshit as the fact that we've been to Mars is bullshit.
Yeah, could be. But what if what he's showing is true?
What if it's true?
That means we never went to Mars. If that Devon Island really looks like that, right? You know, then we never went there. They were just trying to pull the wool over our eyes. And that's what people want. That's what people are trying to get out there. Hey, don't listen to what the government, especially NASA, what they're fucking telling you on certain things. You know?
Yeah, the problem is, man, they can control exactly how much they tell us and how much they don't.
Yeah.
And they could psyop you by letting out stuff that is true and then lying about stuff that isn't true that could plausibly be true, though. So you don't really know where the line between the two is.
This is why we all need to begin.
It could
one
be.
Of us needs to be a fucking president. The rest of us in the cabinet, right? Then we'll get the fucking truth.
What I think is interesting is that Russia was throwing. Russia took a different route back in the Cold War. They were throwing satellites at Venus, the Venera probes, and they finally got one. They had finally got one to hit the surface, and it lasted about, I think, 10 minutes before the heat and the pressure just finally destroyed the thing. But if that didn't happen, again, the Soviet Union, yeah, they wanted to one-up us, you know, the space race and all that.
Propaganda right there.
But they also didn't have a ton of money, and it doesn't strike me as really all that realistic that they would just keep throwing probes at Venus until they made one that would actually survive the descent and take some pictures. It seems like a lot for a small bit of propaganda.
Well, back in the day too, I mean, that's what you don't know for sure because we wasn't there. That's the thing. That's why.
We don't know that Alexander conquered India either because we weren't then either. We weren't.
I know. That's why. You know? That's why we need that chronovisor. If that does exist,
like how far do we go with this? How far do we go with this shit? You know, I don't.
All the way back. All the way back.
I don't know that Caesar crossed the Rubicon. I don't know that Hannibal made it all the way to the plains of Italy. Like, I wasn't there.
That's why we need to have a time machine or a chronovisor to look at that shit.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I can't even imagine the kind of perverted sex my parents must have had to create a person like me, but oh, hey Steve.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on?
Sorry, we've been having a healthy fucking debate about shit today.
Yeah.
Mostly conspiracy theories, flat Earth, have we landed on the moon, space, satellites, things like that.
Yep. Okay. Well, before that, it was about organic food, you know, the scam and all that shit. And then Thumper brought up fucking, you know, Earth, like space shit. I was like, oh, I got shit for this.
Oh, okay.
So do I.
Call it.
Just mention the electric universe, and we are a go.
Oh yeah. I mean,
A second.
I got more on that shit too, but I ain't gonna share it right now.
I'm ready.
It's funny how my reels had all that shit in there last night, right? About fucking, flat Earth versus globe, right? And all that shit, right? Space, all that shit, right? I was like, God damn. That just tells me our fucking phones are listening to us.
Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are. It's like,
at least we haven't fucking lost connection today, like we have last couple of times. Where Zoom just shut off and then restarted.
Okay.
Well, that happened to us the last time we was on. Last 2 times, actually.
Yeah.
We're like, oh fuck, fucking government trying to like Friday we did one for the cooking one, right? Mick, who was making his biscuits, all of a sudden Zoom just shut down. We're like, well, maybe the government didn't like how Mick was making his biscuits.
There you go.
What you been up to? I didn't know if he's gonna come on there, and I was like, I'm gonna send a thing, see if he does.
Let's see. I've been putting in a lot of effort on my truck. So ever since I've had it, I've had a problem with the heat and the AC and stuff.
Yeah.
So I put it in the shop a couple of months ago, and they replaced the heater core, the blend door actuator, and radiator thermostat. And I got my AC back, AC working. They recharged my AC system, got my AC working, but I still having a problem with the heat. And then so messing around with it some. And yesterday, Friday night, I spoke with a mechanic on the phone, and he was like, well, check your coolant level and your radiator cap. So my coolant level was a little low. Filled it up, and I put a new radiator cap on it, and lo and behold, now I have heat. So but I still have to mess around with it because I'm only getting heat on the panel, on the dash vents. If I switch it to panel and floor or to the defroster or whatever, it goes cold. So I gotta sounds like I gotta reset my actuator.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna probably do that a little bit later tonight. Go out there and reset that, and hopefully get the heat working all together. And be able to drive my truck all year round now. So
yeah, see, I got kind of the same problem, not with heat, but with AC in my truck. The passenger side blows cold as hell. Driver side blows hot air. I'm like, fuck.
So what kind of truck is it?
A Nissan Titan.
Oh, well, there's your problem right there. It's a fucking Nissan.
Shit. I'll put that motherfucker up on tow against any fucking Ford, Dodge, Chevy out there. I will. On this model, I will.
The only reason that I have a Ford F-150 is because my father left it to me when he passed away. I will never buy a Ford.
I like Fords. I just don't like the new bodies of the Fords, right? Because it's all aluminum. I don't like that. I got there.
Mine's an 01, so it's
you
old.
got steel body still.
Yeah, it's got what? I'm like, actually, I think I just tripped 215,000 miles on it.
Yep. See, my 06 that I bought brand new Ford F-150, everything was steel on it except for the hood. That was aluminum.
Yeah.
But I've seen people, buy these new fucking Newleys, Ford Newleys, right? Or even, single axle F-250s, F-350s.
Mm-hmm.
They put up their fucking trailer for livestock, right? Their goosenecks in there, hook it up.
Mm-hmm.
The bed's fucking crushing because they can't take the weight. I'm like, now the motors, man. I love the 5.0 motors. The 5.0, they got that motor right. The Coyote, they got that motor right. But the bodies, they go back to the steel fucking bodies, what they need to do.
Yeah. I put like 2 yards of dirt in the bed of my truck, and I'm surprised I got home from the freaking garden center. Like, it was when I got out and I actually looked at my truck, I had that much space between the wheel and the wheel well. It was freaking, there was a lot of weight in the back of that truck.
You just beef up that suspension back there. Call it good.
Airbags, baby, airbags.
Yeah.
I still have a lot of work to this truck that I want to do. I want to rebuild the engine and the transmission. I want to redo the interior. and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get it to the way it looked like the day he drove it off the lot when he bought it brand new. So, but
Yeah, you're telling us about that truck. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm
You just
doing
got a
it.
5.4 Triton, right?
Yeah, 5.4 Triton.
Yeah. Yep. You told us about that truck.
Yeah. So
Just be careful with those spark plugs, since that's a little bit of block.
actually, no, it's not. I don't have the aluminum block.
That was not the
on this
aluminum block
engine.
one.
This
Okay.
is not an aluminum block.
'Cause
I've already replaced the plugs a few times. So
I had a buddy. I can't remember what year it was. You know, he had a aluminum block, right? It was around 01, maybe 02, right?
Mhm.
His spark plugs blew out.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that, but I actually think it was the 04s in after 04, because my engine, my truck is the same as from 98 through 03. They I think they started changing things in 04.
Let's find out. Right. All right. I'll just see what I can see when they changed over, right? From a steel block.
Yeah. Because I remember I heard about that. So working at AutoZone, you hear about that shit a lot. Every time I mention that I got a F-150, they're like, "Do you have the one with the aluminum block?" No, I don't have the one with the aluminum block.
Try to see what year they switched over, because I don't know why when there's 4 General Motors, right? If you got an engine that fucking works, don't fuck with it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like ridiculous. Like the 5.4 Triton's a good engine if it's maintained properly.
Yeah. Well, just like
any engine will run forever if it's maintained properly. I mean, hell, my Blazer's got that 4.3 6-cylinder in it. That's freaking that's a tough motor right there.
You know,
I had a 4.2
Chevy 350 with 2 cylinders missing.
Yep.
See, my F-150 had the 4.2 V6, and that motherfucker would pull just as much as any fucking as a 5.0 at that time. What they had, and that motherfucker was bulletproof too, as long as you maintenance it.
I see the 5.0. They should have just left it alone with the Mustangs, putting it in the Mustangs. I don't think it was a good engine for the trucks.
Now it is now. Oh yes, it is. That Coyote motor. Oh yeah. That motherfucker.
Sleep on one of the best motors that Ford ever made, that 4.9 liter inline 6. You could not kill that thing.
No.
And things are discovering, like more recently, they found out. You know the 2JZ motor, the Toyota inline 6 motor they put in the Supras.
Yeah.
Well, they made them with a super strong bottom end just from the factory, so you get like tons of power out of them without much modification. Well, they're starting to find out that the 4.9 liter Ford inline 6 they put in the trucks back in the day, it was tougher than nails, man. You could not kill that motor. You could not freaking. You could, as long as you maintained it and changed the oil, man, that thing was indestructible. Yeah. Well, they also found out they intended it to be a workhorse, and so kind of like the 2JZ, they over-engineered and overbuilt the bottom end, and they kept the compression low, to keep the stress off the motor. A lot of bottom end torque, not a ton of RPMs and horsepower, but it got truck work done really well and would last for 500,000 miles. Well, they also found out that if you put like 12 pounds of boost on that motor from a turbo or a supercharger, that thing creates stupid amounts of power and torque, and it can do so and still be reliable. Like, they shouldn't have replaced that shit with the 4.6, man. They should have taken that motor to the next level.
Well, that 4.6 Ford was stupid. That V8, my 4.2 had just as much pulling power as that or more.
Yep, it was too reliant on engine oil for operation too.
Yeah, and when I bought my truck, they tried to say, "Well, we got the 4.6 gear." I said, "No, give me the V6. That's what I want." But I had that motherfucker brand new until I sold it in 2020. And I only had 130,000 miles on it. The motherfucker was still really strong.
I've been looking at a lot at the. I'm looking for 75 to an 85 K10 or a K20. 4x4. So that's the ultimate dream truck right there.
Especially if you turn that 5.7 into a 383 stroker.
Yeah.
Real easy to do, my man. Real easy to do.
Oh yeah. Well, I had a K20 73.
Yeah.
Fuck, that motherfucker's workhorse, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, but trying to find original bed for it, they're expensive nowadays.
Oh, it's fucking hard as hell to find original parts for my 01. I mean,
Oh yeah, especially if you need a new bed or something like that, because they crushed them. You know.
Yeah. And, well, it's like I was looking for HVAC controls when I was dealing with this whole heat problem.
Yeah.
Looking for the HVAC controls, and the only place to get them is on fucking eBay.
Yep.
So I'm like, you're spending $60 for one off of eBay. I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to buy it used, I might as well go to a fucking junkyard and just get it from a junkyard. So I went and got 2 of them from a junkyard for $37, and they work just fine. So it's that was part of the whole troubleshooting with my heat. So, but I'm just glad I got heat in the fucking thing. Finally.
Yeah.
Got heat and AC in it. I can fucking drive it whenever I want now. Not if it's too cold, I can actually, not be like, oh fuck, I have to drive my car. I mean, I love my little cruise. That little fucker zips in and out of traffic, but it's nothing like driving my truck.
Nope, never is, man. I got a 93 F-150 with a 5.8 liter, and man, that thing's fucking fun to drive.
Yep.
So. It's got that old school. I think it's still got the R12 AC in it. So I mean that it's ice cold, dude, within minutes.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you also got the Lightning too, don't you?
What's that now?
You also got the Lightning too, don't you?
Yeah. Yep.
You got the Lightning?
Yeah, 93 Lightning.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to find one of those now. Very expensive, even when you do find them. And they're more shape than what yours is, Mick.
The only thing really wrong with mine is it's got a battery draw. I got to figure out and fix. It's got an overheating problem. I think it's the fan clutch, because when you're driving, it's just fine. It's when you're sitting idling stationary. So I think the fan's not spinning right. I think the viscous coupler is screwed up. But that and a paint job, I mean, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You can find the body of them, right? You can still find them. But the body is worse than what yours is when they're wanting fucking enormous price for nowadays.
Oh, yeah. The worst part of the truck is the bed. It's got a bunch of dents on the inside of the bed. It's got a bunch of dents. It's got a hole punched in the back because someone actually used it as a truck. I know. Perish the thought, right?
Yeah. See, that's the one thing too. Is like when I got the truck when my father passed, he had the cap on the back, and that was the first thing I got rid of, was that fucking cap. Like, if I'm gonna have a truck, I want a truck, something that I can throw shit in the back. The cap was just I got rid of that bitch quick.
Oh man, when I was driving the truck around a lot, and I still had Sonic, man. He's a half black lab, half border collie. He's been gone now for almost 2 years, but yeah, I would get up there, boy. He cleared the tailgate, man. He'd jump into that fucker, and we'd go driving around, and we'd go into the Jack in the Box drive-through. That was kind of our little thing. I'd get a couple of big patties for him and feed him the burger patties through the sliding window.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep. And it's a truck unless your dog can just jump up in it.
My dog's too fucking old. I can barely get him into my car to take his ass to the vet, and my cruise is like sits right there on the ground. So
yeah.
But yeah. Eventually, my son's been talking about how he wants it now too. He wants the truck when he turns 17 and gets his license.
So. I'd wait. I know how I was at 17. That's all I'm saying. I say nothing bad about your boy, man, but I know how I was. And
I think my son's a little bit more responsible. He's way more responsible than I was at 12 years old.
I fucking hope so, dude.
That kid, he hates getting into trouble. He hates it. Like, if I raise my voice at him, it looks like he's on the verge of tears. He hates when me and my wife are mad at him.
How old is he now?
He'll be 12 in September. September 23rd, he'll be 12.
All right. You got a few years then. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's a iffy thing too, because my wife and I have been talking about using this. We for when we retire, we want to get a small fifth wheel, something just big enough for me and her and a dog, and we want the F-150 to tow it. So
Perfect.
unless I could talk her into getting that Silverado 2500 that I want to. There's like so many different trucks that I want to get. I want the K10, K20, the Silverado 2500 Silverado. Like it's just every time I see a new truck that it's just like fuck.
Well, I can tell you from secondhand experience. My father-in-law had I think a 25, 30 footer fifth wheel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he hauled it for a long time with an old 1500 Chevy with a 350.
Mm-hmm.
It did it okay. It did it reasonably well, reasonably safely. You know, he didn't have any real problems. And then he got a wild hair and he upgraded to a 1-ton with a 502. And the difference was night and fucking day, he said. He said when he made that jump, it was like that trailer wasn't even there. So,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you know, I would say if you can get that 2500 with a diesel, because it's going to make your life just a lot less stressful when you're driving that thing around.
Yeah, see, we're not looking for something that big as far as a trailer goes. Like we're looking more along the lines, maybe a 10-footer or smaller. Just maybe even a pop-up camper. Like it's just going to be me and her.
But what if you find a 20-footer on a screaming deal and you can't say no? Don't you want enough truck for it?
And that's where you go.
If that's the case, I'd find a 20-footer and a screaming deal, then yes, then I will push for the truck that I want in order to pull it. And I'm sure she'll give in, because you know we also, like, if we're going to be driving cross country and, you know, zipping around the country and stuff, we want to be comfortable, you know.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and we don't, and you know, my F-150's got the room. It's not like we're on top of each other, but you know.
Yeah, they do make some fifth wheels that an F-150 can't pull. They're light as fuck. They do. But the thing is, you still want to put airbags. If it's not up, you still want to upgrade the suspension in the rear.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
You still need.
You want to either airbags or put in much stronger shocks.
See, when I got rid of my I had a 2015 F-150. Well, when I bought it brand. I didn't buy it brand new. Bought it used. It only had 50,000 miles on it. Had that fucking the Eagle Boost in it, which did good. But the people who ordered it from the factory had F-250 suspension on it, on that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So I could haul a 30-foot fucking camper on the fucking bumper, you know, just fine with that bitch, with that 4.2 or not 4.2, but that Eagle Boost, right?
Mm-hmm.
And stuff, it worked just fine, you know. But you got to upgrade your suspension. That's the thing.
Yeah, I used my dad's when my dad was still alive. I borrowed his truck years and years ago. It was a 15-foot trailer that my second wife and I had loaded up with all of our furniture. We were moving to Havelock when I got stationed at Havelock, and I towed it, you know, a fully loaded. You know, I think it was like a 15-foot trailer, just fine with his F-150. No problems whatsoever with it.
Well, now, you got the 2-door or the 4-door?
It's a extended cab, but they call it the super cab.
Oh, okay.
So it's got the 2 suicide doors that don't open at the moment.
Right, you got the door and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. Ford has they use a plastic piece in there for the latch, and over time that plastic piece wears out or breaks off. So both of mine are broken or whatever, and I can't get the doors open. And it's not something that I've concerned myself with, because nobody ever rides in the backseat of my truck anyways. So I haven't worried about it, but eventually I'm going to figure out how to get those fucking doors open and get it fixed. So
just pay somebody. Just go ahead and pay somebody and fucking fix it for you. All that.
I'm done paying people to fix this truck. I've dumped in the last 4 to 5 months. I've dumped about $9,000 into it.
Oof.
I'm done. It's all, if I can't do it myself, then it's not getting fixed. Unless it becomes a major problem, it's not getting fixed. So
it still costs you all over leg too to do it yourself too.
Nah, not really. I mean,
especially when it comes to interior, redoing the interior. That gets
oh
pricey.
yeah, well that I am setting to somebody. I'm not even attempting to do the interior myself because I'm putting all new. I want an all new dash in there. I want the seats redone. Excuse me, carpet redone. So I'm going to send it to somebody, and why they have it for the interior, I'm going to have it repainted.
That's why I missed my old fucking F06. I had no carpet in that bitch. Mine was a work truck.
Yeah.
And that was fucking 10 times easier to fucking clean than fucking carpet.
Yeah.
And nowadays, you can still get them without the carpet. You know what they do? They'll just rip the carpet out for you.
Yeah.
Because there's rubber underneath that carpet.
Mm-hmm.
They just rip the carpet out.
Yep.
I've seen that done. Someone ordered a brand new one without the carpet, right?
Mm-hmm.
They came with carpet. They just ripped that right there in front of them. They need to bring trucks like that back, I think.
I'm telling you, man. Like they keep coming up with these cars where they try to redesign the bodies to bring back the old monster, muscle car look, but they're failing because they put the 21st century spin on it, I guess is what you could call it. And I'm like, just bring back the freaking original body style. You can still have the original body style with all of the upgrades that come into cars these days. Like, that's what you need. It's like, bring back the square body F-150s or the square body Silverados.
Wouldn't it be lovely?
This new Bronco that they have. Okay, they tried to design it to where it kind of looks like the 68, 69 Bronco, but it's like, what the fuck? Just bring back the original design altogether.
But what they fucked up on, not just that, but the motor, that's the same motor that's in those fucking Rangers. And if you have high humidity, that turbo will not work in high humidity.
Oh yeah, I see it all the time because up here in Jersey, we get the humidity sucks ass sometimes. And
to my wife, my ex-wife, she bought when the Rangers came out. She bought like a year-old one, and all of a sudden, the turbo wasn't working. Took it to Ford. There's no some bullshit motherfucker drive this bitch. They came back. Well, we know Ford has a problem on the intercoolers. It's not big enough for high humidity. I'm like, then fix it. Well, we're working on it. They don't have a fix for it yet. I told us to just get rid of the motherfucker. They should just put the Coyote motor, one motor in that bitch, offered one motor, Coyote, for the Bronco.
I was having a problem like that with my Cruise, especially on the really hot days where I'm running my AC and it's like freaking 99 degrees outside and the heat index has got us into the triple digits. Like I come to a stop and, I go to give it gas and I'm kind of hesitating, bucking a little bit. So I started using this stuff that AutoZone sells, Cataclean, which helped out a lot. It's a fuel cleaner, but it also cleans out your exhaust and your catalytic converter. So I started using that, and that helps. It helps a lot.
Yeah, but if that's what it is, then you might have to change that catalytic converter because that will fuck the cars up.
Yeah, I'm not changing the catalytic converter. Not on that car. It only does it on the really hot days when like right the last few days. Hang on a sec. I'll be right back.
Hello?
Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm back.
Oh, God. You missed everything.
Huh?
You missed everything.
So what did you guys talk about?
You missed the conspiracy theories. You missed the GMO talk. You missed the flat Earth talk. You missed the landing on the moon talk.
Oh, my God. Why do you guys talk about that stuff when I'm gone?
You missed the juicy bits. You know why? Because you abandoned us. That's why.
Because it just came up. Thumper fucking, brought it up. I was like,
brought it up and
perfect.
then he left.
Well, I want to hear about it, but you know what I was thinking about, fellas? Remember when we talked about the T app the other day?
The what?
Yeah,
It got me thinking.
the T app.
Oh, yeah, that, yeah, right.
The women use to try and bash men and all that other shit, and then men just like, you know, all that. So I started looking up some things, right?
Uh-oh.
And
Here it comes.
yeah,
Rocky, this goddamn research.
and it wasn't hard to find. It's just that I started going off on a little tangent, looking at other fucking topics. And we could talk about these topics, but it's insane. I'm trying to find it. Damn it.
Although we have to admit he's rarely wrong.
I'm not wrong a whole lot. I'll admit when I'm wrong. You know, I'm not a fucking prideful dude like that.
Yeah, neither am I. It's just that I'm rarely wrong.
Where is it?
That's what we all think. So,
But while
Yeah.
you're doing that, I'm going to get myself a cup of coffee. Be back. in
Yeah,
2
so I'm gonna look this up while you guys are talking. I wish I wouldn't
yeah,
have
we
missed
just
it.
talk about cars and all that shit, different motors and fucking that Ford has done. They should have never got rid of. Fucking blah blah blah. You know. But good. Did you see one of the renderings for the new Chevelle?
Oh yeah, there's
looks-
a concept out where
It
they're
looks
bringing
similar.
out- they're bringing out it. No, it's exact same body style as the Chevelle SS.
Are you guys talking about the new Chevelle 2025 or 2026? Looks like the
Yeah.
old school. It's like 165 grand.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
But
I know.
it's just a concept right now because
Yeah.
and Chevy's not even building it. It's a third party company
Yeah.
that's supposedly bought the rights to build the car to where it looks like the original Chevelle.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like the price tag's ungodly high, like $165,000 for a freaking car.
But the fucking motor in it has got horsepower. That's the thing too.
But it's the original 396 or the 402 or 4. What
No,
was it?
it's a modern motor compared, to the 396 and all that.
It's the 396, but it's modernized. I've been reading a lot about it because I saw the reel on it and I damn near shit my pants. I was like, holy fuck.
Dude,
Right?
I knew
So-
about that last year. Last year we were working at a Chevrolet, right? Serving tacos and everything.
Mhm.
And I talked to these guys because I like muscle cars. I like Chevy Camaros and Chevelles and all that. I like GM the best, right? I think they have the coolest looking vehicles. And he's like, yeah, in a little bit, they're going to come out with a Chevy Chevelle. It's going to look like a 1970, I think. The 1970 model. I would have gone for the 67, 68, 69 model because they have the best looking hoods, grills, everything. Right? They are the best looking cars in the world. It even goes for Dodge and it even goes for Ford. At that time period, the late 60s, when the Mustang was made and everything went after that, those were the best looking vehicles, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the 65 through 69 Mustangs were probably the best body style ever.
Here's what one of those motors look like.
The golden years were 68 to 73.
See, this is the motor Steve was talking about right here.
Yeah, the 450 horsepower. See, it's the 396.
900.
Oh, there it is, the 454. That's what it was. So it's the
But
396.
also,
and the
too,
454.
the 454 claims 1,500 horsepower. While Step Up gives you a 396 cubic inch stroker motor, 900 horsepower, too. That's where the cost is coming from right there. Some of it. Right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I found what I wanted to talk about, and I should have talked about it the other day, but since I'm here, I was thinking about the T app, right, and how messed up it is that women will sit there and bash people. I mean, people do this all the time, but what does God have to say about it? You know what I mean? I hate bringing up God, but he's real. And there's 35 important verses about gossip and backbiting. Backbiting is the same thing. It's like when you're talking shit about people behind their back, right? It says, here's the first one. A perverse person. Oh, look at this. July 22nd, 2025. When did all that stuff with T happen? About a day or 2 or 3 later. Look at the date. So someone was paying attention. It says a perverse person stirs up conflict and a gossip separates close friends. Proverbs 16:28. I'm not going to read the impact of gossip, but I'm going to read the verse. A gossip betrays a confidence, but a trustworthy person keeps a secret. That's why you don't tell certain kinds of people secrets, because they never keep their fucking mouth shut.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they're good spies, but they're always double agents, in my opinion, or triple agents. Who knows? I don't know how many there are. A gossip, okay, yeah. Proverbs 26:20. Without wood, a fire goes out. Without a gossip, a quarrel dies down. Oh, wow. So if you're not talking shit, you're not going to have all these problems with people getting hurt feelings and trying to retaliate against each other. Wow. That's amazing words right there. New Testament now, James 1:26. Those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless. I think everybody's guilty of that. Proverbs 18:8. The words of a gossip are like choice morsels. They go down to the inmost parts. That's true, because, you know, a lot of people, when they use gossip, they also use a lot of manipulation. And that's how they manipulate people, through that kind of stuff, trying to tug at people's heartstrings. Psalm 101. Whoever slanders their neighbor in secret, I will put to silence. Whoever has haughty eyes and a proud heart, I will not tolerate. I think that's kind of what was happening a couple days ago. And I think it's going to happen more. If certain people do not stop trying to bash other people and manipulate them, they're going to get it back. And the revenge that's going to be given, it's going to be very ugly. Because at that point, the other people that are being manipulated are going to be angry, and they're not going to show mercy. They don't understand. If you have a guy that has nothing to live for and nothing to lose, who's the most dangerous person of all? Those kind of people, in my opinion. They're a loose cannon, right? They're like fucking Mel Gibson's character in fucking Lethal Weapon, right? Remember how he was crazy?
Yeah.
Jumping off that building. You want to jump? Let's jump. And all that other stuff, remember?
He was crazy because he lost his wife.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing to lose.
Now that you understand that that guy went through something traumatic, what about all the people that are going through shit traumatic every day, getting bashed on the internet just for being themselves, getting bashed by society because, you know, they're not perfect, getting used for money. And all
I'm going to play devil advocate on this one, Rocky. I'm going with you on this one.
Go for it.
You know, those people want to cry boo-hoo-hoo me, right? Are the ones want to fucking do whatever, right? Hurt themselves, whatever, right? Those are weak-minded fucking men right there.
You are correct.
Who gives a fuck if someone bashes you on fucking internet? Who cares?
You are correct. But I sent you guys a video, right? And it was this video by a guy named Dad Mode and Dark Mode. And I sent you guys a video of another person that covered it, but it's a pretty interesting video. And it's about fatherhood and being a father and all that other stuff. And he's going to bring up stuff that we all learned or were trained to think like back in the 80s and 90s. You know what I mean? So back to Proverbs. Like a north wind that brings unexpected rain, and a sly tongue which provokes a horrified look. Exodus 23. Do not spread false reports. Do not help a guilty person by being a malicious witness. How many fucking times have we seen that in the courts now? And all that kind of crap. A lot.
Rocky. You see it on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, I know.
So,
and it's got to stop on both sides. I'm not calling out just one side.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this is general for every person. This includes me. I'm not perfect. So this is the one I was thinking of when I thought about Proverbs 6:16, chapter 6, verses 16 through 19. There are 6 things the Lord hates. The Lord is Yahuwah, Yahweh, right? 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. Man, that hits the mark of a lot of people, right? Titus 3:2, to slander no one, to be peaceable and considerate, and to show true humility towards all men. That's a good one. Don't do that. Proverbs 18, the mouth of fools are their undoing, and their lips are a snare to their very lives. That's why you get people on the internet, they say something and then they get called out for it. I think that's an example of that, right? Okay, 1 Peter 2:1. Therefore, rid yourselves of all malice and all deceit, hypocrisy, envy, and slander of every kind. That's pretty hard. Sometimes you're jealous of people. Sometimes they have something you want and you've never been able to get it. So, that's something that people got to work on individually. Romans 1:29. They have become filled with every kind of wickedness, evil, greed, and depravity. They are full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, and malice. They are gossips. Oh my gosh. Galatians 5:15. If you bite and devour each other, watch out, or you will be destroyed by each other. That's mutually assured destruction. And that's what I'm afraid is going to happen. One group's going to get bashed so much that they're just going to be like, you know what? I don't fucking care no more. I'm hurting everybody. And that's bad. That's bad. It might happen. Here, the words of a gossip are like choice morsels. I already said that one already. Proverbs 54. The soothing tongue is a tree of life, but a perverse tongue crushes the spirit. That's true, right? That's true. Some people can fucking just destroy you by the things they say. Colossians 4:6. Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. Ephesians 4:21. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen.
I fucked that one up.
Yeah. The words of the reckless pierce like swords, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. I've seen that in action before. Those who guard their mouths and their tongues keep themselves from calamity. That's, the flip side of that is what the Satanists would say. They would say silence is golden. That's what this shit represents. You see Hollywood people doing that kind of crap?
Or,
that's what it's about.
Talk shit, get bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's like snitches get stitches, right? James 5:16. Therefore, confess.
My house, yes, they do. Stitches get stitches.
Yeah, you've heard that too, right?
Oh yeah.
It's a common phrase in my house.
Yeah. Therefore,
every time my kids rat on me for picking on them, like stitches get stitches, you little bitches.
Therefore, confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. Matthew 5:23. This is the Beatitudes, or the Sermon on the Mount. Therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar and there remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First, go and be reconciled to them, then offer your own gift. That's almost like the saying, don't let the sun go down on your anger, or something like that. Have you guys heard that before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what it means. It's like, when you get in a fight with your wife or something like that, an argument, and you guys go to bed angry, you're supposed to try to not do that.
You just stick your fucking dick in her mouth and fucking make her fucking just shut up.
I don't know. I mean, she's got to want to do that first, buddy. Okay.
There's a corollary to this too, because people, okay, look at this. All right. First, go and be reconciled to them, then come and offer your gift. Okay. I agree. But sometimes, okay, the nature of the offense requires you to do it in a way that gives you satisfaction. Okay. There is sometimes, okay, this is like, people misunderstand and think that this should be a milquetoast thing, a very quiet, calm affair. No, you gotta look. Sometimes you gotta go to the person and go, look, you're gonna shut the hell up, and I'm gonna yell at you, and you're gonna fucking listen. And you fucking yell at them. You tell them what they did, why it pisses you off. Sometimes you gotta hit these people both barrels before you can get to a calm enough state to where you can finally make up, and then you're cool, right?
Yeah, my family knows.
Sometimes, man, being calm and cool, you're so fucking angry. You can stay, okay, if it's bad enough, dude, you can stay angry for years over something that if you just hit them with both barrels conversationally for a half an hour, could be resolved. So I don't want anyone to misunderstand and think that you have to sit down and talk about it calmly like we're in the guidance counselor's office in the 5th grade. No, sometimes you got to shout the motherfucker down and make him feel like dog shit. And then once you got it out of
you
can resolve
really
and reconcile and all that.
You know what? That video talks about this stuff. It talks about how, like, we've been trained to act like girls. Be
Yeah.
calm, be quiet, inside voices. Don't say anything that hurts your feelings, even though they undercut you with their fucking words, with their tone, right?
Did you fucking just cut him right back with that sharp tongue? That's what you do to them.
That's right. Because, there was a video the other day that I saw on the internet, and it was a girl. She was asking this question. She's like, do men really mirror the behavior that women mirror the behavior of women and how they treat men individually? I would say, yeah. I'd say if you start treating him like shit, he's going to treat you like shit, and you deserve it because you are not doing the right thing. You have a free will. You can choose to do right or you can choose to do wrong, right? You can do right by people, which is the right thing to do, or do wrong by people and then expect people to accept that shit. But it's not going to happen. Some people are not going to accept that crap. They'll forgive you, but they won't forget. In the Bible, it says
You're not expected to forget.
Forgive, right? Forgive, but it doesn't say forget. The only person that forgets your sins is the Father. When you are done being judged at the judgment seat of Christ, and He gives you your crowns, when you go to live in the kingdom of Christ Jesus, that's when He will forget your sins.
Yes.
See, here's an easy solution for all the people out there listening. If someone's bad in your life, kick them out of it.
There you go, right there. So
be done with it. Kick them out of your life.
When I said that Mick touched on a point there, so my older brother and I haven't talked to him pretty much since my dad's funeral in 2016, and I will not speak to him. He's an asshole. I don't want to have anything to fucking do with him. My kids don't care about it one way or the other, and I don't miss him in my life. I really, truly don't, because I don't need the bullshit. You want to be an alcoholic motherfucker that don't want to get the help that you need for your issues. Don't bring that shit around my family. My kids see me drink. They see me get drunk, but they've never seen me be a violent drunk. I've never been a violent drunk. I like to have fun. My
You
brother
like to
is
spend
a
money when you
violent
get drunk.
What's that?
You like to spend money when you get drunk.
Hey,
That is true.
You guys, you know what you're talking about? Check this out. It's like the next verses. Did I already cover? If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just and will forgive our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. Check out Luke 17. So watch yourselves. If your brother or sister sins against you, rebuke them, and if they repent, forgive them.
Yep. And sometimes a conversation needs to start with, "Listen here, motherfucker."
Yeah.
There you go. Well, it's the
A
same
lot
thing.
of times.
It's the same thing with my stepmother. I haven't talked to my stepmother since 2017 because she started all this bullshit over, my dad, the pickup, the F-150. Like, I don't get half of what the issue was, but I haven't talked to her since then. She did. I really don't fucking know. It's like when she first told me that I could come and get it, she wanted me to drive down to North Carolina, register it, insure it, and all that in North Carolina, just to drive it back to New Jersey to do it all over again.
That's stupid.
That is stupid. And I asked her to send me the title so that I could do everything up here in Jersey, go down, slap Jersey tags on it, have my insurance and my registration, and just drive it home. The issue was my stepbrother was driving the truck. And it just became this big fucking issue. And she writes me a letter talking about how I pissed her off and that I didn't take her feelings into consideration because the only way that she was losing the truck was because my father passed away. Well, turn that around on her. The only way I was ever going to get the truck was when my father died. So it's like, wait a minute, you lost your husband, but I lost my father.
Yeah.
And then you're going to sit there and put all this on me and say that it was on me when all I was trying to do was do this the easiest way possible. And you wanted to make a big deal out of it. Well, fuck you. I don't need you in my life either.
I've I've done that to my family members too, man. There's some cousins and people I don't fucking talk to.
Yeah, I got a couple myself, man. It ain't pleasant, but
Because I just, I've gotten to a certain point. If you're gonna fucking disrespect me, I'm gonna treat you the way you treat me, but I'm gonna do it even meaner. I guess I have a really mean streak, a really, really mean streak.
I'm an asshole.
I'm
an asshole when I have to be.
Like I tell people, and people laugh. I said, when you make me angry, I'm like that great white shark that's chasing a seal to kill it and eat it. That's you. I'm gonna get you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fucking get you. And when you're gotten, you're going to feel the burn and feel the pain. You're going to relive that time you messed over me, and now I'm going to mess over you, and you're going to relive that for a couple of years. So, anyways, being that we're mean, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as Christ forgave you. And
one of my biggest regrets that I ever had, and thankfully it got resolved. Thank God. But same person in my family. One time we had beef with each other, and it was epic. We finished off a fifth of Jack Daniels and a 12-pack of Ice House. Knocked down, drag out, fucking had it out. Everybody around us was scared as shit, right? It was something to behold. And we resolved it. By the end of the evening, we were over it. Next morning, everything was, hey, you good? Yeah, I'm good. Many years later, something similar happened, and I got pissed off. Only it was over the phone, and it was a one-sided conversation that ended in a hang-up. And we ended up not talking for 3 years. Now, again, everything got resolved, thank God. But you know what? If it had been the same thing, if we'd just been fucking face to face, I mean, drunk or sober, it wouldn't have mattered. If I just yelled at him, he just yelled at me back and this and that, it'd have taken probably half hour, 45 minutes. The whole fucking thing would have been done, over with. And like you said, by the time the sun went down, it'd have been fun.
You have to look through all these drawers.
I think you got to be mindful of that too. I'm not going to blame modern technology, but modern technology does make it a lot easier for that confrontation to be completely one-sided, where you can just fucking unload your guns and then shut it down.
What it makes me think, that you cannot reduce the greatness or the goodness that happens when two people meet face to face. When they have to sit there and talk to each other and look each other in the eye and figure out how to fix the situation.
Yeah. And I got no problem with confrontation. I've got no problem with a screaming match. Believe me, I've done plenty.
Me neither.
It's fine. I'm good with it. But
I could tell you when I pissed off a chief when I was in first class, right? This guy was in Bahrain with me, and this motherfucker made senior chief, and he was a detailer for the MAs, right? And he was an asshole. And this guy he had no idea about anti-terrorism, force protection, physical security, or any of that stuff, right? He had no clue. And he thought that in the AT, division, you're supposed to fucking create work. I'm like, no, we don't create work. The work comes to us, we finish it. The other work we're doing is fixing the AT plan, fixing the training plan, and making sure that we have redundancy across the base in every department to make sure that we operate right. So that we have continuity of operations, right? You can continue doing what you need to do to complete the mission when something gets taken out. And this guy had no clue about that stuff. And I told him, I said, you know what, Chief, I fucking disagree with you. And I kind of yelled at him because I was like, you're full of shit. This is not what we're doing. And this is not what we're going to do. And I'm going to tell the guys not to do it because you're full of crap. And he's like, I've never had a first class talk to me like that. I said, well, guess what? I'm nobody's fucking punching bag. I will punch you back. I'm not a fucking clown you can punch and bounce back like Uncle Buck. I will fucking punch you back. And so, needless to say, he didn't fuck with me again. And he ended up getting moved to another division where an M16 got stolen and all kinds of other stuff. Like, the guy was kind of a disaster. I learned a lot about him and his leadership, and I knew that, you know, if I was going to be a chief petty officer, I was not going to be like this guy. I wasn't going to be a guy that I'm almost convinced the way that he acted, he was bullied on. And now that he got a little bit of power, you know,
Oh yeah.
he got the gusto to pick on other people that were below his rank to pick on him. And
Oh,
you
dude,
know,
I remember when I first moved to my new town when I was a little kid, right? First grade, second grade, I picked up a couple of bullies. I did. You know, I was a out of towner. You know, I was kind of a skinny kid, haystack hair, you know, all that stuff. I got bullied. You know what I did within 6 months? I found someone below me to bully. Well, that shit ended pretty quick. I wasn't a bully for long, but some people are just like that, man. But they never grow out of it.
like,
You know,
I mean, I was picked on too.
someone
Right?
punches down on them, they find someone to punch down on.
Something goes on and something inside of me just snaps. When someone does that to me, I automatically get angry and become cold. Like I see black or red. I just see you as my next target to destroy, right? And so this guy, I had big ears back in the day, right? Like Dumbo ears. It was fucking embarrassing. My head got a little bit bigger. I'm not a pinhead anymore, like my dad would
Because
say.
you just get it pulled off.
Yeah, well, like, so they would flick my ears. That don't feel good, right? So I said, don't do that again. And this guy was sitting behind me and he flicked my ear. So when I got off the bus stop, this is while we were in junior high, I grabbed him by his ear because I waited for him to get out. I grabbed him by the ear and I went like that and I had him hit his fucking head on the curb.
Nice.
I said, don't fucking touch me. Do you fucking understand now? I probably didn't say the F word at that time because I didn't cuss like I do now. But I was like, don't ever touch me again. Or I'm going to hurt you again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like a show of force. You always have to bring force that's a little bit higher than the one that's being presented to you, right?
Well, like Jack Donovan said, you know, violence is the gold standard. I mean, at the end of the day, all authority is derived from violence. You don't want to use violence first, but at the end of it all, violence is what happens when you have authority and people don't obey it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's called force.
Yeah, and if
you
someone
have the
is doing
ability
what they did to you, then at a certain point, you have to employ violence.
Yes, you do. And that's something that some people in this world do not understand. There are no peace talks. There's only war. It's war on different levels in different ways, but it's still war. And the only way a war is fought is through fighting in battle. Peace talks don't fucking work. Right? Because do you think if we made peace with the Nazis in 1942 or 5, do you think we'd be speaking German right now because we gave in?
Probably not.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
We didn't defeat the Nazis. We just empowered them.
Yeah, I know. For NASA.
Come on.
For
I'm
NASA.
just saying, German is not the lingua franca of NASA. So, you know, I'm just saying it probably wouldn't happen with the rest
But
of us.
what I'm saying is like,
I know what you're saying, Rock. We're fucking with you.
Yeah, but it's weird because, you know, the bully thing, sometimes bullies are good, but a lot of times they're bad. But they're good for people learning how to fucking stand up for themselves.
Well, and people that don't know how to act. I mean, there are times when you just don't know how to act, and the people around you got to put you in your place and show you what's what, you know?
Here's how you deal with a fucking bully right here. You don't get mad at him. You just walk up calmly and beat the fuck out of him. And don't say a word while you're doing it. Just walk the fuck away.
I've always liked the seducing their mom approach.
What are you Stifler, dude?
That's the best way to assert dominance. Yeah. I've been where you came from, bro. Go ahead and punch me. It won't make you feel better. I can't unfuck your mother.
Hey, I'll be back in a few minutes, guys.
Okay.
Brave soul.
Well, that was a wide range of conversation today.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I'm sorry I missed out, boys. I had to get the work done. The place that I went to was 40 minutes away from the house.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So I had to drive there, wash everything, and then I got on as soon as I could because I
Well,
can't.
we know you don't drive the trailer, so.
No, I don't.
You
know what? I'm gonna learn how to do it, but Heidi is really good at it. Really good at it. Why am I gonna, you know, do some. It kind of makes sense. She takes the trailer, and I'm the one that goes and gets all the extra supplies we need because she can't leave, but I can leave and go grab stuff and maintain the line for people buying food while she continues to do the orders.
But you should still be able to know how to drive a trailer. Right?
I do know how to drive a trailer. I'm just not good at backing it.
Can you back it?
That's what I'm not good at.
Did you practice, Rocky?
No, I have not practiced.
You got to practice. Every man should know how to back a fucking trailer. Come on now.
Well, some people don't know.
Hey, at least you can admit it.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I can't shoot you in the fucking face with a gun. You know, yeah, I can't do a backing a trailer right now. Oh, well, I'll learn. You know what I mean? But so you guys talked about flat Earth today?
Well, a little bit of flat Earth, fucking NASA, fucking.
Where's Brett? Is Brett doing okay? Brett,
I'm right here.
Yeah, he's
you
fine.
doing all right?
Huh?
How's the arm?
It's doing better. It's still tingly in the fingers, but I can move my arm. It's not hurting as much up here, but it's still. I get the tingle down here. I don't have a lot of feeling.
Did you get an MRI or anything, or?
I can't have an MRI. I have a bullet in me.
Oh, damn, that's right.
So
Why can't they get the bullet out?
it's too dangerous. They can see it on the X-ray, but once they get in there, they might nick an artery or deflate my lung. You know, puncture my lung.
That's
What'd
not good.
What'd you get hit with, dude?
It was well, it's kind of a long story.
What caliber?
Like a 22.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't while he was in the service. That's what the funny part is.
He got confronted by Peacemaker from DC Comics.
It was I was 14. I was shot point blank with a rifle.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. I was told, hey, come on over and hang out and just walk in because nobody's home but me. And when I opened the door on the outside, they opened the door on the inside and hit me with a bullet.
Wow, welcome to my home.
So it was well, yeah, that's kind of what it was.
So, flat Earth. What was the conspiracy? I want to hear.
Which one?
Which one did you cover today?
Which one?
Which one?
We talked what you covered. I want to know.
Okay, NASA's fucking been lying to us about the fucking moon, landing, and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So hold on. What started that off was NASA announced by 2030 they're going to have a 100 kilowatt nuclear reactor on the moon. They're going to put a nuclear reactor on the moon by 2030 is what they've announced.
Ain't gonna happen because.
How did it through the Van Allen belt? Like, how did they get through the Van Allen belt in 1969 or whatever it was?
They went into the weakest part of it.
They didn't go because they said.
So it was like Empire Strikes Back where fucking Han Solo's dodging all the fucking asteroids?
Because they say we don't have the technology anymore.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, they're like, I saw this and I was like, you're telling me that NASA lost the technology to go to the moon. It's been destroyed. But you could have Richard Nixon on the red phone talking to someone from the fucking moon? Are you fucking kidding me? We can't even get cell phone reception in some places, fucking Catawba County and Alexander County in fucking North Carolina, but you can talk to someone on the fucking moon? Are you kidding?
And you just proved that when you first come on, we couldn't understand you half the time.
Yeah, like, okay, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. Maybe it was the AC. I don't know. But, like that, like when you start thinking about it, it's like there's a camera watching the fucking shuttle or the fucking thing take off and go back to Earth, right?
Yeah.
Who filmed it?
Cameras on.
Are they still there on the moon?
I brought that up there.
like when you start to think about it, and it's like, man, we've been lied to so much. What else have we been lied to about?
And you forgot the flag was rippling too.
Oh yeah. But then the lighting was different because like the sun shadow was going this way and there was a shadow going that way. I'm like, I'm kind of dumbfounded. I'm like, man, I never paid attention to this shit before. I didn't pay attention to it till 2018, right? In 2018, when I was on YouTube and I found Now You See TV and all that other stuff, which I love their channel, and they started talking about like Bible stuff and all this stuff. I was like, man, I was digging in the Bible and books trying to learn all this stuff. I was like, man, I've never heard any of this stuff before. That's how much we've been lied to.
Well,
And
Brett's the one that brought it. Brett Thumper's the one that brought it up. That's what caused everything.
So why did you bring it up, Thump? What happened?
Because of that, they're wanting to put that nuclear reactor on the moon.
Yeah, I forgot.
I brought that up because I was like, I saw it and I was like, there's no fucking way we're going to put a nuclear reactor on the moon. But I also talked about Elon Musk and all the stuff that he does and all of his businesses and how they correlate. And they actually make sense because I've never actually thought about it the way it was explained. I heard somebody else explain it and I'm like, fucking makes sense. So Elon Musk has all these companies, right? And they have their hands in all kinds of shit. AI, everything from AI to space travel to autonomous robots and cars, right? So right now, basically, he's in the test phase of getting all of these things right before he puts one of his rockets up there and sends these autonomous robots to like Mars, because there is a time and point where we can get to Mars faster by the way they align. So right now it's too far away, and you have this really small window of getting to Mars at a decent time, right? And so he's got the Starlink, which is for communication and internet and all that. It can also be used to relay signals. So that way, if it's farther away, it keeps that signal strong all the way to where we need it. And
what does the word Mars mean?
Huh?
What does the word Mars mean?
Mars?
It's
like
the
what other words? What other words come from Mars? Like martial arts. Fighting.
I don't know.
So it's like that planet, if that's a real planet, if Mars is really a planet and we really do live in a solar system and all that other gay shit.
I assure you we do.
I don't know. Sometimes I think so, sometimes I don't. I don't feel the earth moving. I don't feel it spinning. Why is there not crazy winds like it would be in Star Trek, The Search for fucking Spock, when that planet had the Genesis thing done and then storms and all that other. You've seen the movie, right? You know,
Total Recall.
So basically, though, what I'm getting at though is he's gonna send a rocket up with autonomous robots, materials, and vehicles that can drive themselves, and he's gonna shoot it up. The rocket's gonna be able to land on Mars or whatever planet he chooses. It's gonna unload, and these robots can start actually building on the planet before a human even gets there. So that way, by the time
do that to Uranus.
By the time that humans get there, there will already be structures built suitable for people to live in.
There already are structures there.
They're working. That's what I think that's his
aliens.
His
it's a base, alien base.
Thing.
You know what? There's a crazy theory about that shit, and it's actually, it comes from this theory. It's a biblical theory called the gap theory. And I think I'm getting the gap theory right. The gap theory is that Genesis chapter 1, verses 1 and 2, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form or whatever and void. That was because there's this term in Hebrew, it's called tohu wabohu, which means null and void or destroyed, right? Something's been destroyed and now it's got to be rebuilt again. So there's people and scholars that think that, okay, maybe God created the earth and heaven a long time ago, right? And there was another civilization that lived on Mars and Earth, and Mars got destroyed and so did Earth. Something happened. There were two kingdoms and they fought each other, or someone rebelled against somebody else. And now, years later, you're seeing all the evidence of that because you're seeing all these weird structures on Mars, right? You're seeing all these weird structures underneath the water, like the underwater pyramids and shit, that seem to be way older than anything else we know about, right? Which goes back to the Younger Dryas effect about 10 to 12,000 years ago. And a lot of people think that's when the actual biblical flood of Noah happened, like 10,000 years ago. I don't know if I buy that, but
Who
it
comes up with this shit?
I don't know. I have a book on it, but I haven't read it because I'm reading another book right now.
The flood happened because the fucking magnetic poles fucking swapped.
No, the flood happened because angels came down and fucked women and had fucking Nephilim giants that would eat people. And then they started fucking animals and creating all the stupid shit with animal heads and human bodies. And then after that, they started giving the technology to men, and men started doing genetic alterations on people and creating chimeras. So you have Nephilims that are human and angel, right? Then you have Nephilims that are angel and animal. And then you have something that's not one of them called a chimera, which is like half third lion, a third dragonfly, and a third cat or whatever, right?
But you can't leave out. You can't leave out dinosaur or not dinosaurs, because we've never found a true dinosaur, truly intact fossil.
That's right. You know what someone said? I heard this theory, and I don't know if it was on the Confessionals or Billy Creatures or something like that. But someone thought, what if the dinosaurs that we know of, like the Velociraptor and the T-Rex, that's not what originally made. That was something the angels made to get rid of humanity and kill them.
But we also had dragons too. And every fucking culture, ancient times, there was no mention of dinosaurs, but dragons.
Well, that's because dragons were the dinosaurs. They were
Yes.
dragons back then. And
Yes.
it's crazy because you have Marco Polo in the 1200s. I don't think he's talking to Genghis Khan. He's talking to Kublai Khan, right?
Yeah, Kublai Khan.
And he goes to China through the Silk Road, and the Emperor of China has dragons in a parade. And one of them looks like a Stegosaurus, the other one looks like a Triceratops, and other dinosaurs. And then there's another fucking painting, and it's this battle, and it has something that looks like a fucking Apatosaurus or a Brontosaurus. And people are riding it. And it's
Alexander
like
the Great, when he went into the Indus Valley, he said him and his soldiers said there were dragons flying around.
Did you hear the story about when the UFOs attacked him? Alexander the Great was trying to take over the whole world, right? And apparently in somewhere things came from the sky and started shooting stuff at them. Like machines that fly like Vimanas, UFOs. Flying
I've heard a lot about Alexander. I've never heard that. So
that's a crazy story, man. That's a crazy story. And there's another crazy story about the fucking Black Plague that it was not what we were told it was in history.
Well, you think about all these ancient fucking drawings, right? Egypt and all that, India and all that shit. People come down from the heavens, right? Spacecrafts with fucking suits on. That's been in drawings, that they scripted and, carved in stone.
Yeah. I mean, dude, we could talk about this for a long time, actually, because it's pretty interesting. Oh, I'm buying a safari hat tomorrow.
Are you now?
Yes. I'm going to get the Jumanji one and then the other one, and I'm going to get a safari shirt.
Don't tell fucking Heidi.
I already told her. She's like, you're not getting that stuff. I'm like, yes, I am.
A little bit of brown.
Oh, yes.
Now I got to get myself a Sherlock Holmes Deerslayer hat to keep up with you.
No, I do that because, like, I'm hoping we can podcast on September 19th or 17th, whatever day is Talk Like a Pirate Day. I'm going to dress up like a fucking pirate. I got a fucking parrot.
Yards, matey.
And I got me some eye patches. Let me show you the eye patches.
So you'll have to watch The Lighthouse a couple of times before you do it. That way you can get the speech patterns down.
I got this one right here, which is completely tacky. And then there's another one I got. I got a couple of them.
It's like perfect, I think.
I don't know which eye to use, though. But it's fucking silly, but I don't really give a shit because it's fucking silly.
Making the lasagna.
Now, do you know why pirates wore eye patches?
Yes. Go ahead and tell the crowd, guys.
So back in the day, obviously pirates used to board ships. Well, they board them on the surface, but then they'd have to go below decks to finish the flushing out of all the people and get all the plunder. So they'd wear an eye patch when they would board the ship, and then when below decks, they'd swap the patch over. So this eye was accustomed to being in darkness. That way they could see the second they went down below decks, and their eyes didn't have to adjust from the daylight.
And everyone always thought it was because someone lost a fucking eye because they're playing with the fucking Red Ryder BB gun or some shit.
Well, that probably happened too, Rocky. So,
I'm just playing. Steve got
Because
the fucking jokes.
think about it. Back in the day, the
I'll
pirates
shoot
had
your
swords on
eye
that.
out.
They had swords. Someone probably got poked in the eye with a sword.
I know. You know,
Or splitters coming from the cannons, hitting the rail, right?
Yeah.
Splitters from the wood.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would fuck your eye up.
So
I mean, there's a lot of different reasons for an eye patch. There is.
yeah. Brett, was there any other conspiracies you brought up, or is that all of it?
No,
Well,
I just
Gilly was
roll.
talking about you can't. Gilly was talking about. So we talked about Felix Baumgartner, like the one that jumped from the,
Oh
way
yeah,
up,
the fucking Red Bull
Yeah.
thing, and of course they use a
And-
fisheye lens. They use the fisheye
And-
lens, which makes everything circular.
And
But-
Gilly said there was no curvature to it, and I said I
When
didn't
they-
see it because all the video I saw was face down.
Watch the whole
And,
fucking video. Watch the whole video. Does not show any curvature. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, did you guys ever hear of this guy? His name was something August. He was a scientist, and this guy went up in a balloon to I think 50 to 100,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And
He held the
and
record.
this was before NASA. This was in the 30s or 40s, right? He went all the way up, and he was said in a magazine years later that the Earth was a disc, right? In a bowl with a wall like this. Like there was a wall. Like this would be the wall, kind of like the ice wall that everyone talks about. But the only thing that I can get from the ice wall, the best description of the ice wall is what Game of Thrones shows you. The Night's Watchman, the ice wall.
Yeah.
Like that. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. The guy said we live on a flat Earth. It's a flat disc and it's lipped like that. So there's a wall and it's being covered by something. So, if it's covered by something, that's the dome or the
Because the ice wall is higher than any mountain out there.
Yeah. Well, and then what they're saying is as the ice wall goes up, it becomes air, but the air looks like blue sky and it's solid, but when it's touched by heat, it becomes air and dissipates. It's really weird. You hear these weird stories all the time. I maybe you have to look for those stories, but it's really interesting.
I mean, I love fucking good debate about shit like this.
Yeah.
We also talked about satellites, right? Okay. Got 10,000 fucking satellites. NASA never shows a one in their fucking pictures.
You see, Hodges, he's a master shit disturber because he brought up the nuclear reactor and then got into a couple of little things. It's like, yep, I gotta go see you guys.
Well, I
And just
mean,
took off.
I noticed we haven't talked in a couple of days because I think we'd all been busy. So it's good to catch up like that, and we have something to fucking talk about that's more
But
interesting.
I mean, as sailors, come on, this whole flat Earth fucking conspiracy bullshit. I mean, we literally sailed around the curvature of the Earth.
Actually, you can't go north and south. Can't go north and south at all.
Why not?
You're
They
only,
will not.
you're
No, you
going
can't.
only going east to west, really.
Yeah, you can't go north to south at all because there's a treaty all the fucking countries have in Antarctica. They don't want people knowing what's really happening down there. You're not allowed to go there without special permission, and no flights without special permission go there. In the north, they don't go very far compared to what they think they do.
Yeah, but that don't mean the Earth's flat. No, I agree. There's some shit going on. There's some stuff going on in Antarctica that they don't want us knowing about. I don't doubt that.
Well, I mean, there was a guy, right?
I mean, come on. Okay, look. The sun is round. All the other planets are round. The moon is round. Everything in the universe that is observable is spherical. What are the odds that we're the only exception to every other body in the universe?
We're not.
Moon
That's,
is fake.
that's the point.
You know what I mean? Like
The point is that this is what it's pointing at, right? It's pointing at theology. It's pointing at cosmology. It's pointing at if the Earth is flat and not round, and everyone's telling you it's round and it goes in a circle around the sun, and the sun's spinning thousands of miles per hour, and it's all going through the solar system like this. Everyone's going like this, and they're all moving. How in the fuck are we seeing the same stars every year?
because they're so far away. Because they're so far away, the speed at which we're moving through the cosmos is like inconsequential.
We would never see the same stars again. We would
Yeah,
not
but-
be able to
okay.
navigate by the stars.
Okay,
You know?
so the alignment of the pyramids in Giza, right? They don't exactly align with Orion's belt. They align with Orion's belt as it looked to them 5,000 years ago.
You know why that's
That is how incremental it is. We would never notice it.
I think the explanation is the long day in Joshua.
Well, whatever it is, the whole point is
Because if you know, in Joshua it says, Joshua says, "Sun, stand thou still." It's in the book of Joshua, and God makes the sun stand still. So they fight this nation, but all across the world, in other places, it was nighttime for a really long time, or it was daytime for. I think in China it was nighttime for a really long time, and it was nighttime in America because the Native Americans talk about it. I think the Cherokee or the Cherokee, someone ancient and, you know, of high regard, all of the tribes, but someone knew that the day was there was a super long night or a super long day, and that changed the time of the year too.
well, yeah, but that would have more to do with the Earth's rotation than anything.
Well, yeah, well, that's telling you that the Earth's not rotating, or if it is rotating, it's not spinning like we think it is.
Well, of course-
Because so like I know this much about flat Earth guys. Like they say that, you know, the Earth is like this, right? And then there's other guys that say, okay, the Earth is on a foundation. The foundation is like a table because there's a verse in the Bible that says the Earth is God's footstool.
yeah, it's metaphorical.
It's like it's in Isaiah, right? Somewhere like that. And there's another verse that says he sits enthroned above the circle of the earth. That's Isaiah 40:22, right? But that word for circle is kumph. In a couple of verses before that, there's another one that says God's going to throw Israel or somebody like a ball. It's not the same word, or sphere. It's not the same word that they use for circle of the earth or the face of the earth, right? So there's all these weird little words that they're using in Hebrew that when you look at it, it makes more sense. So these guys think that the earth is flat, it's under a foundation, and the foundation goes down thousands of miles, and in between that is probably the abyss and hell and all those other places, right? All that stuff. And of course, the inner earth would be part of that too. You would have a hollow inner earth. If hell is in earth, like they say it is, it's a fucking hollow earth. There's no way around it. Just
Well,
like they show in
is that where the
Godzilla
hobbits are?
Kong movies. Huh?
Yep.
Huh?
That's where
Middle
hobbits are at.
well, that's a
Middle
part of the
Earth.
conversation. you
So
said.
they say, like, so what these guys are saying is they say that the sun and the moon, they rotate like this, right? And I think the moon laps the sun, right? Because of its cycle, it laps the sun.
Well, it rotates around or orbits us. How would it lap?
Yeah,
us?
but it orbits us, but it's going way faster than the sun is, right? So the sun's going like this in a 24-hour cycle, going through the certain gates that it talks about in the book of Enoch. And the moon's going through its cycle, right? And the moon cycle is also the woman's cycle. Every week it's a different part of the woman's cycle, you know? And the sun is the 24-hour cycle. That's why the moon is considered female and the sun is considered a male. And that's beside the point. So all the stars and constellations are there because in Genesis, God says he's putting all these things to help you tell the seasons and the times. You know, summer, winter, fall, spring, or whatever, and then what time it is in the year. And that's how he gives the signs like the blood red moon and the dragon and Israel, like in Revelation chapter 12. So that's what these flat earthers think. And they think that everything's in a dome and the suns go around like that. And that means that all the angels cannot leave.
Which means we would have to come up with a completely alternate system of physics that makes no fucking sense to anybody but us.
But actually, the ancient school of thought was that the earth was like that from the Mayans, the Hebrews, the Babylonians, the Sumerians, I think the Chinese, every ancient culture, the Iranians, the Assyrians, all those guys thought this, right? That's why when you read the book of Jasher, Nimrod is trying to build a tower and it got up to like 8,542 feet because he thought he was going to build a tower that would reach up to the opening in the dome to go there because he knows that Yahweh's throne is right above earth and he's looking down upon it, right? He's looking down on it because it's his footstool. So they're trying to come up there kill God on his throne, and put their idols on his throne. In the Tower of Babel story of Jasher. And then everything was divided in threes, just like the three sons of Noah after that. So these guys thought there was a flat earth because they thought God was right up there. God's right there. We can reach him. We can kill him. And then you have that weird thing where God comes down and he says, if these people put their mind to it, they'll be able to accomplish whatever they want, right? So that's why they confuse the languages. So it's really weird that, you know, even when you're looking at stories like that, and you're looking at it from a different lens because, you know, you're considering it, doesn't mean it's right. You're just considering it. It does lend more credence to, oh, well, that kind of makes sense now. Because, you know, a lot of guys would say, okay, well, the Tower of Babel was a fucking Stargate. You travel to another realm, just like Loki did in Avengers, right? And that might be true, but it might also be that tower was where all the Hiragamos and all the other ancient stuff would happen. Where the angels would come down, fuck the women that are the prostitutes, have a baby, and all that other stuff, because that was going on in those ancient times too. So it's really crazy because I don't know if it's flat. I don't know if it's round. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's a flat Earth that does spin a little bit, and it's also hollow inside, and below it is hell and the abyss. And they're two separate places. And then another place, there's a lake of fire, which is completely terrifying. But you know,
I'm gonna have to go with this. I'm gonna have to go with this round. My experiences as a sailor sailing the oceans, just I can't go with anything other than the Earth is fucking round. Otherwise, we'd all be fucking dead because we would have fell off the side of the fucking Earth like they believed back in the
remember the movie The Truman Show?
Truman Show.
Remember where he goes and sails and they make him not sail because they don't want him to do it because they make his dad.
Yeah, because they got the wall. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. There's a wall. There's a dome and a wall, and the moon is the observation post.
You can't use the Truman Show as a freaking example here because we've sailed. How many times have we sailed over the horizon? Come on, guys.
That's an optical illusion.
Have we optical illusion my ass?
It's optical illusion, I'm telling
you. Brett, I love that smile you got right now. You're loving this, dude. I love it.
Gilly, you need to lay off the beer, dude.
Nope. Hey,
you're fucking
this is my first one.
I don't care. You need to lay it off.
This is my first one.
Fucking brain.
No.
You cannot, as a sailor, you don't believe that the Earth is round.
Until they can sell north to south like we did east to west, I ain't buying it. No. And fly.
There's a difference between east and west. There's not a landmass that you can't go around. North and south, you can't go around the landmass.
North Pole is not all fucking ice. It's not.
Went from Everett to Central America, man. We went north and south. We went from Everett to Central America. We went
from Everett to fucking Australia.
That's fucking that's not the South I'm talking about. North and South.
Is he saying that you can't go from the North Pole to the South Pole and then from the South Pole to the North Pole?
Why not?
It's going to work because what they're saying, what they're saying, the flat earthers are saying that they circumnavigate. They go this way or that way, but they can go up and down in between the ice wall and the continents. And they can go like that because there's a channel and a way to go, right? But there's no way to just go straight up and down. It's not like the Silk Road or that road that goes all the way from Russia to America to Middle East to Europe.
If some country decides that they want to build a fucking canal like the Suez Canal or the fucking Panama Canal, you'll be able to go completely around north.
That may be, but what he's trying to say is like they have this weird treaty, right? All these nations have this treaty that you can't go to Antarctica. What's in Antarctica that's so important? What are they hiding?
And listen to all the pilots.
But how does that equate to the Earth is flat?
Listen to all the pilots, right? They tell you are not allowed. You can't do it. Go north and south like that.
See, Rocky, this is what happens when you leave the cast. We take the stuff we've already talked about and we talk about it twice.
You know what? Hey. No, I missed out, and I wanted to. Sorry if I'm being selfish. I just wanted to talk to you guys. I'm having.
You just can't fucking buy in to what fucking NASA tells you, what fucking government tells you.
I'm buying into what anybody tells me. I'm buying into my own personal fucking experiences.
I had a quartermaster that was the senior in chief, and he got mad. I said, "Do you think the Earth is flat?" He's like, "No, it's not flat." I said, "How do you know for sure?" You know, they have those Nikon cameras that they don't sell anymore, right? And those things can go hundreds of miles, right? They can go hundreds of miles, and you'll see a ship, and you're thinking it's going over the circuit, the curvature of the Earth, right? But then
Over
you're
the
talking
horizon.
about 10 or 12 more miles, the horizon's there, it's still flat, and the ship's still floating and going straight. That's what they're talking about. And then there was a guy, he did something on the Thames River or something like that, where they did a mark, right? They say every 6 miles the Earth is supposed to curve.
Every mile.
So that
There's a
means the
drop.
plane would be flying like this.
Like,
They're
we need to
flying
get a
like
hold
this.
of an astronaut that's actually been to space and get him on the show. So that he can use his or her own personal experiences to tell you that the fucking Earth is round.
But I want more proof because here I got a video on that right here. Just watch.
Oh God.
Just watch. Just fucking watch.
Here we go.
I think I need to go put some liquor in my drink here.
Yep.
All right, you guys go ahead.
Why don't we see any land when we're looking down at the ocean from the space station?
Why? Because you're over top of ocean.
Okay, well, don't you think they could be fooling us with this picture?
Okay, I give you this.
Wait, watch the picture.
I know that.
Watch the picture.
I know
Watch
that
the
they've
picture.
airbrushed some
It's
stuff.
not
up.
airbrushed. This is us
Hold on.
in our front yard and a solar panel, and we tricked you, showing you how easy. We have zero budget. They have $65 million a day, and I tricked you. What about this? NASA says, these are new planets. Okay. Would you believe? Why would you believe that?
Why wouldn't you?
Because they're frying pans. They're the bottom of frying pans. Again, zero budget. Zero budget. Here are 4 moons. And before
That's what you're saying the flat Earth model is
tell
like
me,
that.
is it sphere or not a sphere? Is that a sphere? Quick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, it looks like a sphere, but it's actually a half a cup. How about this one? Is this one a sphere?
You're showing us half a sphere then on all of them.
It looks like a sphere, but it's not either. It's flat. What I'm saying is, first, even if they were all spheres, it doesn't dictate the shape of the
No,
Earth. I've been lying to you this entire time. I'm on the space station. Okay? Prove me wrong. I'm on the space station.
And I'm in Hollywood right now too.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
that's a painting. That's not even a real picture.
You're
Okay?
floating, Dave.
Look here. The Earth is a globe. Here's the proof. I got this cartoon over here. Right? The Earth is a globe.
Crazy, dude. Optical illusions. We were taught about that shit.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go fix me a drink.
We drove him to drinking.
I gotta jump off pretty soon, guys. I gotta go run some errands, and I gotta cook dinner.
Okay.
It'll be about that time for me.
All right, sailor. We'll talk to you later.
Okay, see you on the Tuesday.
All right, man.
We'll talk about some
All
more
right,
weird
see you
shit
later.
then.
All right.
Later.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I just yeah, I don't know. NASA's talking about putting that 100 kilowatt nuclear reactor on the moon, but I'm like, what's it gonna fucking serve? First of all, who's gonna run it? How are you gonna run it? You're just gonna set it up there and not do anything with it? Like, it doesn't make sense why they would do that without having a way to actually run it. And then what are they running it for? What's it going to be connected to? Nothing.
They're trying to escape.
You know,
They're probably trying to create a plan to escape the calamity that's about to happen on Earth. All the elites are either going to live underground or they're going to try to go there. And everyone else that's
and by the way, real quick, an update. I've been waiting to do your picture because they just released the GPT-5. It is PhD level expertise now. So they just released it. So now I'm going to use it.
I'm not worried about it, dude. I'm just like, it's like, imagine me in chief khakis, with a lightsaber holding a fucking like a saddle on a fucking great white jumping into the sky in a rainbow over the moon and then going back into the water.
I'm gonna do
and
it.
I got a fucking revolver. I got Han Solo's fucking gun on my other side. It's ridiculous and funny.
I'm gonna do it.
I love it, man. It's epic.
Yep, I'm gonna do it because
Let me get lubricated here a little bit, then we can go back to talking about how the Earth is flat.
Huh?
I think so yeah, now that the new GPT 5 is out, I'm gonna use it to do your picture.
That's cool, dude. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And it's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I hope so, dude. Like these are like this picture that's behind me. That's a picture I took on the Carl Vinson because the Abraham Lincoln sucked in that way. Like nobody wanted to have fun. So on that boat, I was like, hey man,
yeah,
I'm gonna take pictures. I've never took pictures in my khakis or my dress blues or anything, right? They wanted me to take a picture like that where I was all prim and proper for fucking being the, operations chief for fucking Abraham Lincoln and security. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I just put like a Punisher picture there, the Punisher skull. And so I had these pictures done. I never told anyone on Lincoln that I did that shit. But I did like, I did 2 serious ones, one covered and uncovered, and then I did 4 where I just fucked around. Every once in a while, I switch the pictures.
I'm just trying to figure out which picture I want to use of you because you gave me those 3.
I don't know. Maybe you can use a combination of all of them, bro.
That's going to be hard because I got to zoom in and then screenshot it and then load it into Chat GPT. I don't know why I keep saying it backwards. But I'll load it in and we'll see what I can come up with. Send me a text of everything you want in the picture, and then I'll make sure it does it.
Okay, I'll send it to you later, bro.
And Gilly, we need to get yours resized.
There we go. I got my tin hat right there. For conspiracies,
but yeah. Yeah.
Oh, your tin.
They should be fucking aluminum foil you.
You know what though?
Gilly, we need to get your picture. We need to get your picture resized so you can have it for your background.
Yeah,
I know. I can't. It won't let me resize it.
That picture for like this shit. And if it's so good, dude, I'm gonna have it. Printed out and framed. Just because.
Hell yeah.
Care.
Gilly should be framed. That one could be fucking framed. That one's good.
That one with him on
that was like dead
or whatever with a fucking stick and a St. Louis fucking hat on. That's fucking epic, dude. You gotta show everyone that picture.
That was the best picture ever.
No, that's one of the best.
Good, you didn't see that picture, did you?
I don't think so. No.
Give me a minute.
So I'll give you kind of a heads up. Like at night when I've been drinking and I'm on my gummies, I fuck around with AI and I make pictures of all the guys.
Okay.
This is one of the pictures that I made of. I made 2 of Gilly. One was with like a Scully hat on, and then another one with a Cardinals hat. So what happens when I think wasn't that one? I was on like muscle relaxers.
When you first started having the problems with your arm, bro.
Yeah, I was on muscle relaxers, hydrocodone. I was drinking beer, and then I was on THC on top of it. I was fucking wasted, dude.
Sounds like it.
I was out of it. Did you find it, Gilly?
I'm looking at my fucking email here.
It's probably on your phone, bro.
I got it on my fucking email.
You should have saved it to your desktop, man. What does your shirt say?
You might be able to
it says it's not.
You might actually be able to put that.
It's not be easy being my wife's arm candy, but here I am nailing it.
Oh, okay.
My wife.
Gilly, you might be able to put that into Google, and it might resize it for you if you put it in and
found it.
Size.
I want us to get shirts that say DILF.
Found it.
DILF.
Here we go. Yes.
It's fucking epic, dude.
That is a good one.
Now imagine if you could actually like copy the tattoos he has on his arms. You know what I mean?
Dude, that'd be cool.
You could get that
you know what
detailed.
though? He he needs to get that tattooed on him. So
I can't get tattooed no more.
Oh,
can't get
that's right.
Can't get tattooed.
Right.
That's why my sleeves. That's why my sleeves ain't finished.
I'm gonna talk to my tattoo artist. If I have to come down there and get you and bring you up here, I'll have him fucking do it. He'll get the shit. He'll do it.
I'll talk to ones around here. So everything they use around here, mammal shit and eat.
I'll talk to my guy because my guy has been doing it for shit. He's been doing it since I joined the Navy in '98, dude. Him and I were we were in school together, and I went to the Navy. He started doing professional tattoos. He was actually tattooing before that, just not professionally because he was underage. But he's been tattooing professionally since he was 18. He's the one that's done all my sleeves and shit. I'll talk to him about if he can get ink that is fucking mammal free, alpha gal safe. Because I'll come down and get you if you get that fucking tattoo on you.
You know, with the time that I did out at sea on the Fife and the Lincoln, I did enough to get like every traditional tattoo that the Navy has, except for like blue.
Wait, do you have the pig and the rooster on your feet?
I don't have any of that stuff. I don't have any tattoos except for the two that I had when I came in.
Oh, see, I want to get the pig and the tattoo, or the pig and the rooster on your feet, and then you have your swallows on the chest, which are always because they're always going into your heart, like where your home is, and then
I was gonna get collar device chief anchors tattooed on me because I thought it would be hilarious, dude.
So
I don't know if I'm doing it,
you know, like, fuck, where's it at? God damn it, I don't know if you can see it.
That
it's
one right there, the one with the Fife on it, and the crow.
Yeah,
that's really
with
cool.
the crow.
Yeah.
See, the crow is actually facing in, but I want to get a tattoo with the crow facing out too because I served during war.
Yeah, you know, it's weird that they never had us switch that.
And I was in.
I don't think it was really declared by Congress though. That's why.
Yeah, no,
that's why
we're on
conflict.
We're on terror. The war on terror and the war in Afghanistan were never actually declared wars, so they're not really. It's kind of like Vietnam and Korea. They were never actually declared to be wars. So,
well, technically,
it was a conflict.
Hold on. The Gulf War was a war, and that actually never ended. So we are all Gulf War veterans because that war never ended. And so until the conflict in Iraq and Afghanistan started, because it was a treaty that stopped the war, they never declared the Gulf War over. So everybody that served.
Congress never declared war, though.
Huh?
Congress didn't declare war in the first Gulf War.
Yes, they did. And
I don't remember that, dude.
It was a treaty. It was a treaty, the Food for Oil Treaty. If you look it up, that was never declared over because it allowed us to keep the airspace over Iraq. It was never declared over. So that conflict, actually, we are all Gulf War veterans, and that's why it was called the Gulf War. It was a war. They called it that. And that actually, anybody that served between the first Gulf War and 2001, that was an actual conflict that everybody is a veteran of because they never declared it over. So that way we could have aircraft in the airspace and we could do the operations out in the Persian Gulf like we used to by boarding ships and stuff to verify that they weren't selling the oil, more oil than they were supposed to every year, because we were actually providing food and stuff like that. And our allies were providing food to Iraq after that war. And so a lot of people don't realize that was never actually declared over.
Well, and think about it too. 2000, this is during peacetime, right? We got fucking combat pay for the Persian Gulf.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the Persian Gulf's always been been a hotspot.
Hostile.
What I'm reading here is that the war was not formally declared on Iraq in 1990. It was a United Nations Security Council authorization. It was never a formal declaration of war by the U.S. Congress.
It's basically the same thing though. If UN is saying it, it's the same thing.
Okay.
And we were involved in it, so that automatically right there qualifies it. So if the UN The UN never calls it a war, ever. It's a conflict with the UN. For us, when we go to war, we call it war. But if it's a UN sanctioned action, then it's a war.
You know what I think? You know what I think we need to kick the fucking UN out.
We need out of the UN completely.
We need to kick the UN out and kick those motherfuckers out.
NATO,
our fucking
NATO
land.
and the UN needs to go away. NATO and the UN needs to go away. That shit's antiquated.
Yeah, literally, dude. I wish the president would like, you motherfuckers need to get out. We're not fucking giving you no goddamn money no more. Get out. Take your shit.
That shit, you know, and
fuck out.
I will give him props. He's got other countries now chipping in more and doing what they should be doing, because for fucking ever since World War II, they haven't been doing their fair share. And we've been carrying the fucking load for the whole world. And it's bullshit. And that's why I think we need to just cut ties and say, fuck it, we're done. We're going to do our own thing. We're there if you need us. But here's the thing. If you need us and you're going to use us, you're going to fucking support. You're going to support and you're going to pay. You're going to give people, you're going to give equipment. You're going to change your whole economy over to support that war. And then we'll jump in and help you. Because a lot of these countries, they're not changing their economy around. See, like your economy, you have a peacetime economy and you have a wartime economy, right? And they want to have the peacetime economy during a time of a conflict. You can't do that. Look at America during World War II. Our entire economy changed. Everything got switched over, the factories and everything, the workload. Everybody got into wartime, manufacturing and everything else. These countries need to do that. We don't need to do it anymore because our defense budget is so large. We don't need to change over all of our factories to do stuff like that because we have such a high productivity as it is. But some of these other countries, they have to, and they haven't been doing it. And they've been thriving in a peacetime economy, but barely giving to the conflict. And it's bullshit. That's why I, to the point where, like Ukraine and Russia, right? I'm cool with our companies, our AI companies and stuff like that. Anduril Industries, take for example. I always go to Anduril Industries because they're one of the cutting edge. They're the coolest and fucking most like badass fucking companies out there. I am okay with them testing stuff in Ukraine and against Russia and stuff like that. But we do not need to be throwing a ton of shit at Russia from Ukraine when the other countries in Europe aren't doing what they need to be doing. And this is their fucking backyard. They need to be fucking, it needs to be 90-10. Us 10%, them 90%. Providing for Ukraine.
And Ukraine's not even fucking NATO. They're not even in NATO.
I know.
Nobody will let
That's
them
what
in.
I'm saying. That's
Nobody
what
will
I'm saying
back
is
them.
because
So,
that's what I'm saying is because NATO only takes care of the little countries and stuff that are part of it. And it's like in the UN, same thing. My thing is if it's in your fucking backyard, if the conflict's in your backyard, you take point. You take point and we throw support. That's fine. We can throw, if Anduril Industries wants to test a loitering fucking drone that has weapons on it and it loiters until it identifies with its AI that it's a target and it fires, okay, that's cool. That's their money. Anduril Industries actually uses their own money to test and field test their stuff before they even go to the U.S. government to sell it to them. The U.S. government, when they have a contract, if Anduril Industries puts their hat in the game, they've already tested it. It already works. They're 10 steps ahead of other companies. That's why I always like Anduril Industries, is because they're using private money to come up with a concept, test it, and make sure it works before they even go to the U.S. government and say, hey, you want to buy this? Because the government will say, we need something that does this. And all these companies will say, okay, give me money, and then I'll design it, and then I'll see if it works. And then if it works, then you can have it. Anduril Industries says, don't worry about it. We'll just make shit, and then we'll come to you and say, do you want it? because it works. We've already tested it. That's what they're doing right now in Ukraine. They're testing a ton of shit. They took a huge contract from Microsoft. People don't know this. It's a headset and a hearing set that all soldiers will eventually be wearing. I'm telling you, it's going to happen, and it's going to give them superhuman vision and hearing, and they'll never miss a shot with a rifle. It's amazing. Everything they've described, and it's working because the Microsoft, the one that they designed, was making the soldiers sick while they were wearing it. And they're going to have, and it's not just soldiers, it's going to be Marines, it's going to be Navy, and it's going to be Air Force wearing these things.
It's like a
Navy,
super soldier program.
Yeah, Navy, think about it. Think about it this way. If you're aft lookout on a ship or you're forward lookout on a ship, right? You have this headset on with hearing, and you can see farther than the fucking ship, and you can hear. So you're seeing things and hearing things that other people can't, and you're giving a heads up way ahead of time. So that's how this is, and they actually fixed it, which is fucking cool. So,
speaking of Russia, though, a lot of people forget back when Germany, when they brought down the wall, right? For Germany to be one country again, there was a treaty between Russia and NATO that NATO would not be on their borders, and NATO broke that.
Yep.
A lot of people forget about that. Everybody wants to make Russia the big bad boogeyman, right? Russia, after communism fell, right? And Putin, he's been trying for decades to get in fucking the NATO, right? And they said no. He's okay, fuck you then. I'm going to do my own thing. Russia's not the bad fucking people that we think they are.
The honest truth is we're all bad guys and we're all good guys. It just depends on the scenario and what's actually going on.
But everybody wants to blame Russia for fucking with NATO did not hold up their fucking promise. And all that shit.
My issue though is Russia always has an ulterior motive. They always have one. They've always had one.
We don't?
That's the
like
thing
we,
is
we don't?
We do too. We do too. It's always our best interest. But the problem is Russia. I mean, Russia wants to restore the USSR. That is their thing. And I don't know if you remember when the USSR was a thing. They were constantly trying to expand.
Well, yeah, everyone remembers that.
Not everybody. A lot of people.
Dude, we're old enough to remember that shit. Come on, man. Because the Cold War did not end until 91.
No, I know. But the thing is they were constantly trying to expand and take more land. That's where they're at.
That's been going on for generations and thousands of years.
Eons. I know.
It's the same thing.
And everything. I mean,
it's
no different than any other country. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, I talked about something like that way back, where I said, everything going on is just a land grab and a fight between the three brothers, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, because we all come from one of those groups, right? One of those brothers is our father, so to speak, after Noah and after Adam. And it's just weird. We're all fighting for land. Even though we were, hey, you go here, you go there, you go here, you go there. They're still trying to go fight for land. I don't know.
But a lot of people forget Ukraine was part of fucking Russia at one point in the early 20th century.
That's true.
Well,
that's right.
There was a lot of part of Russia that isn't part of Russia now. I mean, look at the Balkans.
Yeah.
The Balkans, I mean, you're talking that was part of it too at one point. But then you can always go, well, okay, look at the Ottoman Empire. Those were part of it. So why doesn't Turkey own it now? And it's like, no, that's not. You can't do. Yes, it used to be owned by it, but the blood ties are pretty much cut to that. You know what I mean? It's not. It's not as deep. It's not as deep rooted as far as they used to be. It's kind of been drowned out. You know what I mean? And a lot of people in Ukraine don't want to be a part of Russia anymore.
Some of them do too.
Some do. And I think you're going to see Crimea a part of Russia again, and they're going to have to just give it up. They're going to have to give it back to Russia, and here's my take on this. Russia's going to They're going to take it and they're going to say, yeah, we're happy now. They're not fucking happy. They want the rest of it. It's going to fucking happen.
But the thing was with Russia, right, and Ukraine, if Russia really wanted to crush them, they could have already done it before we start sending fucking missiles and all that shit over there too.
Oh, I know.
Look at what happened to Russia and Afghanistan. They were there for what, 10 years, and they never actually took over the country.
Oh yeah.
Well, because we was our CIA
in Vietnam.
Because our CIA was training the fucking
again.
Well,
again,
hold on.
Before we even got involved.
This close. Russia was this close. If you look back in history, where I was stationed at what they call Shindand Air Base in Herat province. That was my second area that I was stationed at up there as a private security contractor. And there's remnants and a wall and a fort of Alexander the Great, right, in Herat. I actually camped in that place. I set up a hide up there.
See?
It was surreal.
It was cool, huh?
So to be in a place where people are trying to kill you and you're on the lookout for bad guys in a place that's never been taken over, never had a foreign entity win a war on that land, and I'm sitting in a fortress that is from, well, I mean, Alexander the Great's time. I mean, this was where he commanded from, and he lost. And so Russia was, I mean, probably hours away from nuking, like setting off a nuclear bomb in Herat. There's a whole story about that. And it's crazy because that's how desperate they got in Afghanistan, because they couldn't fucking beat these guys. And it's weird because they're so fucking, it feels like they're so goddamn primitive. I mean, they're using the Russian weapon, you know, they're using an AK-47, which is hilarious because they don't have their own weapons. And it's such a reliable fucking weapon. It's keeping the fucking Russians out of their country.
Oh, and there's a lot going on out there, though. One, they're primitive, right? They know the land better than anybody fucking else. They know how to get it.
They use it to their advantage.
Exactly.
And one of their tactics is to attack and then withdraw and bring you in.
Yep.
You chase them, and then they surround you.
Yeah, it's a trap.
That is a tactic that the Muslims actually, like, if you look at the Muslim like tactics and stuff, this is like almost textbook. No other nationality does this. It's weird. They will attack you, retreat, you will chase them, and then all of a sudden you're surrounded. And
there's other people that do that.
Not like these guys.
Oh,
Not
they
like
do
these
it.
guys.
They do it in a more subtle way, and you don't realize it until you're fucking there, stuck with them again.
These guys, I got a book that I would love for you guys to read. I'll have to get it out of my thing and give you the actual title because it's amazing. They disappeared like whole battalions doing this.
Yeah.
Like just wiped them off the face of the earth. It's crazy. They never found these battalions. It's nuts.
They do the same thing in riot tactics.
And so like watching like the Ukraine and Russia, Ukraine's kind of doing the same tactic, right? They're hitting and they're moving and they're hiding and making Russia kind of come at them.
Is it kind of like guerrilla warfare?
Yep. And then all of a sudden, now Ukraine's in Russia attacking Russian cities, and Russia had no clue it was going to happen. But the problem is now you've got these drones and you've got all this stuff happening, and it's changing the battlefield literally daily. I mean, the technology is advancing so fast that warfare can't even keep up with it.
But
that's why you're at a stalemate.
I still can't get cell phone reception in some places in North Carolina.
Well,
I
know. And think about this.
All right. Well, on that note, hey guys, I gotta get going. My wife and kids are back. I'm gonna go spend some time with my kids before I gotta take a shower and head off to bed. 5 o'clock comes really early in the morning.
All right.
So, but All right, y'all. Good talking to y'all. I will try and hop on again next Sunday.
All right, man.
All right, guys.
We'll talk about the
Take it easy.
enclosed circle Earth later. I'm just playing.
Okay.
The Earth, the dinosaurs with its dick sticking up. I don't know. I'm just playing now. I'm just talking shit.
All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, man.
See you later. But you know, it is crazy though, because those drones now, because those drones can be hacked, they're using fly-by-wire. Like they have wires attached to them now, and they're flying them miles away. These long ass and all these fucking, they're saying all these forests now, they have like spider webs of all these fucking wires.
Yeah,
because these drones are getting shot down, and then the wires are being left behind, and they're doing it because these other drones are getting fucking hacked now. So now you're hacking, and your drones are the evolving, and they're saying it's starting to be a problem with all the wires everywhere from the fucking drones being flown. I mean, when you're flying a fucking drone 5-6 miles on a fucking spool of wire, that's a lot of wire, dude. That's a ton.
dude.
I don't know. I've never been in that kind
what
of
you're
warfare.
talking about.
That's scary.
What you're talking about is what I kind of alluded to when I told you that guy that had a dream about the Antichrist and all the drones up in the air controlling people.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's setting up for that. It's really creepy. It's weird.
Yeah.
Because when I read, like,
scary,
when I
dude.
was
I
on
don't
the
know.
Five with you guys, I read the Left Behind series, right? All the books that had come out at that time. And drones and the technology that we have right now wasn't even thought of in that book. So it's completely different now from what that book would say. Like, it's a novel, right? It's based on the Bible and all that stuff, but it's completely different because technology has changed so differently and society has changed so differently. Well, it's not changed so differently. It's now all the other outliers have now become mainstream.
Well, the technology,
Yeah.
we just rediscovered it.
Yes, we have.
Our fucking
I think it's all
ancestors,
ancient. I think it's
ancients, had technology that we don't even have. We're just now rediscovering technology, old technology.
Did I send you the thing on the Project Magic Mirror 77? Yeah. Did I send that to you, Brett?
What is it?
The Magic Mirror 77?
I don't think so.
I'll send it to you, bro. It's it's fucking interesting, I'll tell you that. And it's just one of these fucking stories that's out there that no one can prove or well, some people can say they can prove it, but no one can disprove it. They can just say, "Oh, I don't believe it." That's how they try to disprove it. They can't look at what they're actually saying and say, "No, that's not true." But anyways, we've been on for you guys. We have been on for like over 3 hours, guys.
Yeah.
Do you want to end it and then?
Yeah, we can end it because we got 5 people watching right now. So
we have 5 people watching. That's great.
Do we?
Yeah.
No way, dude. I'm
looking at it right now, Rocky.
5 people. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
So
yeah, I'm trying to see if I can pull it up.
Here, I'll just show you.
We do. No,
see it?
I see it.
Told you.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and end it.
We're still on our rain delay. It looks like.
Yeah, we are.
We started playing. We're playing mid first.
Well, as soon as we get off here, I'm gonna turn the fucking game on, feed little fucking fat ass Lucy.
All right, I'm gonna ding us off right now, fellas.
All right.